my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're in this magical space that is my channel, my name is Vanessa Samina and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So guys, as per usual, towards the end of each month, I have your upcoming month's prediction prepared for you. And as you already know by now, what makes my tarot reading so special is that you not only get to pick from these 4 groups, but each sign of the zodiac receives its very own personal reading as well. So that way you can rest assured that you're as prepared as you possibly can be for the month of November. And honestly, it's so wild that there are only a little more than 2 months left of this calendar year. So guys, let's vow to make the best of it. Because even if 2021 has been challenging for you, there's absolutely nothing that stands in the way of you making these last few weeks as fabulous as you possibly could. So I would like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor before I get right into your November horoscope. So I'll speak to you in a moment. I would like to thank today's sponsor, Fabulous, for making this video possible. Fabulous is the #1 self-care app that helps you track, maintain, and create new healthy habits to help transform your life and achieve your goals. And one thing that I love so much about the Fabulous app is that it is so personalized. You can add whichever habits that you would like to track, maintain, or develop to your very own journey. And the journey feature on Fabulous is actually one of my favorite things of the app. Let me tell you why. So on the Fabulous app, there are different journeys that you can embark on, and the journey that I'm on right now using the journey feature on the Fabulous app is to get some good night's sleep. You guys, I have been struggling to get to bed on time and build a healthy evening routine. However, Fabulous has truly helped me stay on track. Whenever I feel like I'm struggling, Fabulous helps me click that reset button. And Fabulous allows you to choose between 2 different approaches. One is a self-guided approach, just for habit building and habit tracking, as well as a guided approach called habit coaching. That way you can go and grow at your own pace. And honestly, it feels like I have my own little self-care coach in my pocket. So right now I'm just on my evening walk home, which is a habit that Fabulous has helped me keep track of. And then I'm going to continue on my journey to a fabulous night, which helps me get more restful sleep as well as feel energized throughout the day. But now it's time for you to start building your ideal daily routine. And I have an amazing deal for you guys. The first 100 beautiful little unicorns who click the link in the description box will get 25% off their Fabulous subscription. So if you're all about a gentle and fun way to keep track of healthy habits and build routines for yourself that actually work and change your life for the better, I strongly recommend that you click my link in the description box and try out Fabulous for yourself. I promise you won't regret it. So coming back to your November predictions, the 4 groups that I have prepared for you to choose from first are as follows. Group number 1 corresponds to the Labradorite, group number 2 corresponds to the Carnelian, group number 3 corresponds to the Celestite, and group number 4 corresponds to the Angel Aura Quartz. And as usual, all of the timestamps can be found down below in the description box and pinned to the top of the comment section. And once you have chosen one of these 4 groups and received your reading, you get to scroll back down into the description box where each zodiac sign correlates to a timestamp, and you can watch your sun, moon, and rising signs November prediction as well. That way you receive a super accurate and personalized free November prediction. So before I get into the 4 groups, I'm just going to provide you with a little moment of privacy, so feel free to pause the video right here if you need a moment to meditate on the 4 groups, and I'll speak to you shortly. So by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 beautiful groups. I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Labradorite crystal. So if this is a stone that you chose, you can simply keep watching, and to all of my other beautiful groups and signs of the zodiac, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your November prediction. So you chose the Labradorite, which is such a beautiful crystal. Let me show you why, because this crystal speaks for itself and maybe that's why you were drawn to it. Can you see how it reflects the light in all of these beautiful shimmery tones? Oh, I absolutely love this crystal, and you may have felt drawn to it because you knew that there was more to the stone than what you see on the surface, and and maybe that's something that really resonated with you. But let's move into your November prediction to figure out exactly what's coming towards you. So we have mental repetition as well as sensitivity. So group number one, I could definitely see here that for November, you're going to be going through certain scenarios over and over again in your head. And I can definitely see that these scenarios were triggering at one point to you. So you're feeling a little sensitive during the month of November, and you're trying to replay how you could be better, how you could do better, how you could let go of unnecessary and unwanted thoughts. And I do see here in alternative that the best thing for you to do is to seek some sort of alternative way to amp up your mental health and to go through your own personal glow up on a mental basis. So by going through your own personal glow up, I mean not necessarily doing what everyone else does, but finding your own way to get more comfortable with your sensitivity, and instead of seeing it as a weakness, to see it as a strength. Because a lot of people who are super compassionate like you, or who are super empathetic and would identify themselves as empaths, they can tend to see their sensitivity as a weakness or as something that is actually causing more distress in their lives than happiness. Because if you weren't so sensitive, then you maybe wouldn't be so reactive when things go wrong or when people say things that are not very pleasant. However, the universe is trying to reassure you that the fact that you're so sensitive is actually a strength. It is actually a gift, and you are being called to finally see it as such and to finally be grateful for the fact that, yes, you come with a lot of sensitivity and you may sometimes overthink, but because you're so sensitive, you see a lot of things that other people don't notice. You are detail oriented, and you're also the type of person who can read other people's feelings and emotions way more accurately than most. Next up, we have control. So I do see here within control for you, group number one, that rather than trying to control your emotions or go through how you can control whenever you have feelings arise that are difficult for you to handle, try to simply allow them to exist and to find alternative ways to gain more of a feeling of control over your life. That could be through cultivating a yoga practice that you do every single day, starting in November, or eating foods that are really nourishing that make you feel connected to that more intuitive side of yourself. Another way how you can regain control is through journaling. That is something that I absolutely love to do, and also listening to motivational music, motivational speeches, rather than meditating, because some of us just need to be guided a little bit more. Not everybody just wants to meditate in silence in a room that is just completely dark and quiet. Some of us need a little bit more guidance, and that's completely fine. In the Princess of Cups, I can see here that you're just learning to deal with your sensitivity in November, and that you're just learning how to understand yourself on a deeper level. The Ten of Cups shows me here that you will be successful in this endeavor, and that you will definitely find that you're learning and growing so profoundly in November that it's almost like you can't recognize yourself at the end of the month or towards the end of the month. I can see here in the Ten of Pentacles that when it comes to your financial endeavors, when it comes to your job, when it comes to your career, there is a completion here. So you finishing off a project that took a lot of time, strength, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, group number one. And this completion is going to leave you feeling like you can finally breathe again, and like you don't have to put all of your time and energy into this project any longer. And now the time and energy can go towards you regaining control of your life, because often when a lot is going on for us, we can kind of throw self-care out of the window or out the door as very first, rather than making sure that we stick to our routines of self-care and that we keep taking care of ourselves. Because for some reason, society has trained a lot of us to think that following up with work or completing things that bring money are more important than our mental health, which is of course not true at all. I see here in the King of Pentacles that you're going to feel kind of on top of the world for completing the project, and When it comes to your career, you are definitely garnering a lot of respect from your peers and from the people who are in a similar situation or similar field that you work in. I can see here within the Hierophant that it is truly important for you to stick to your values, and just because you are very successful in the earthly realms in November, group number 1, don't let that get to your head, and remind yourself of what makes you you at all times. I can see within the Chariot that you're already trying to move forward, start something new that will continue to give you all of this recognition, but do know here that your guides are trying to communicate to you in this reading to honor your sensitivity, to take control over your schedule and your life, and also to schedule yourself in as well. We have the haystack next. So in the haystack, I can see here that you will reap what you have sown. So if you have sown way too many projects, you're going to reap all of the stress that comes with it. So be really careful about taking on way too many projects during the month of November, as I can see here that in the handshake, a meeting with a stranger will be really important and life-changing, and to not agree to anything with someone who you don't really know, as they may be tying you down to something that is way too much for you to handle. Like, for example, way too big of a project, of a new project in work already, and what they are offering you is just more money. But trust me, group number 1, your mental sanity is worth so much more than extra money. I can see here within the bag that something important is happening for you, such as a new job or a raise during the month of November. So be patient and allow that to pop up before you already try to take on the next big projects. As I can see here within the broken ring, that you're parting ways in romance or in business with someone who is kind of trying to get you to sign on to something that you would be way underpaid for. But because you feel so powerful, because you have so much confidence, due to the projects that you have just completed, you are kind of tempted to take on the next and to continue to show everyone how productive you can be, how much you can get done, how little sleep that you need. So try not to fall for that. Next up, we have the Page of Wands. So in the Page of Wands, I can see that going on little trips and adventures, that is what will be best for you, group number 1. So booking a trip to somewhere close by to enjoy your time. And the Ace of Wands shows me here that just exploring a new territory and a new place in nature, that is where you are being called to invest more of your time and energy into. Taking care of yourself, bonding with yourself and maybe someone close to you, and trying out going on different adventures that you otherwise would have maybe been too shy to go on. I can see here within the Nine of Swords that sleeping is something you need to look at, as the Nine of Swords shows me that you may have some trouble falling asleep or staying asleep as well. The Nine of Coins here shows me that when it comes to your career, you're definitely sought after for a new position. So know here in the broken ring that quitting the current job or venture that you're in is a possibility, but whether you want to decide that in November or not, it is up to you, but it's not advisable to make any big career changes for you, group 1. Last but not least, in the Six of Wands, I can see here that focusing on self-development and growth should be the focal point for you in November if you want to get the most out of the month, and not just with short-term gratification, but delayed gratification. So sometimes it can feel very counterintuitive to take care of yourself first before you put in extra work, but that is just what needs to be done in some situations. So honor the fact that you're sensitive enough to realize and notice that ahead of time and take according action during the month of November. So group number 1, this is the first part of your reading that I received for you. Now make sure that you scroll down into the description box or into the comment section where I have pinned each zodiac sign's November prediction, so you can receive the second and even more personal and accurate part of your November prediction. So I'll catch you over during your zodiac signs reading. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your November prediction. So you chose the Carnelian crystal, which is a really beautiful crystal that has a lot of powerful energies that can get you up and moving and get you feeling passionate about life again. So that may be why you intuitively felt drawn to this stone. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November, shall we? So first up, we have replenish as well as hidden blessings. So I can definitely see here that taking care of yourself is going to come with a lot of hidden blessings and surprises, especially if you're someone who is a little bit anxious or feels a little anxious about taking time to replenish, sleep, and just not be active on social media or in your job. If you frequently feel guilty taking time for yourself, then do know here, group number 2, that there are going to be so many positive benefits that you never expected when you take time to replenish your energies. I can see here within barriers that it is so important for you to ensure that you're creating some sort of barriers and some sort of boundaries between you, your work, as well as other people, because otherwise you may just never find time to replenish your strength and sleep and move back into a place that is healthy for you physically as well as mentally, because there are a lot of people who don't understand how much pressure that they're putting on you. So you are definitely being called during the month of November to empower yourself to take time away to replenish your juices, get your energy flowing in a way that is healthy, in a manner that serves you in the long run, and to a certain extent also kind of disregarding whether other people like it or not, because at the end of the day, if you break down or if you go through some sort of burnout, your boss, your friend, your family member, if they already don't understand boundaries when you're looking really tired and defeated, they are most likely not going to understand that they had anything to do with any worse outcomes than you simply being tired, which can happen very quickly. So it is your responsibility, group 2, to take care of yourself in November. As hard as that sounds, I am here to be honest with you and to provide you with information that is helpful. So of course, I'm going to let you know that you have to take charge of your sleep schedule and your self-care schedule. I can see here within learning and receiving healing that the best way for you to truly feel like you're taking care of yourself, like you're being pampered, is by learning to reparent yourself, especially if you've had a rocky or difficult relationship with a parent in your life, maybe even both parents. You may definitely have to learn to love yourself in a whole nother way, or in a whole different way than someone who has a really effortless and good relationship with all of their family members. So definitely know here in Receive Healing and Learning that there are some things that you may have to teach yourself. As much as that seems like a disadvantage in your life, it is definitely important for you not to neglect that if you're not getting enough love from friends, family, or from your work, that you have to provide that for yourself. And you shouldn't just be waiting for other people to provide you with love, compassion, and care, because you may be waiting forever, group number 2, or you may be waiting past your limit. If you need a little bit more care or time for yourself, or you need to get a massage, go get a nice beauty treatment or some time away, a little vacation or even staycation. Do so, and don't wait for permission from anyone but yourself. That is valid, and that is all the permission that you need, group number 2. Next up, we have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords does show me here that there may be some cultural or generational curses that are tying you to this feeling of needing to be a certain way to be worthy. In a lot of cultures, for example, it is all about becoming a parent in order to be worthy. In other cultures, it's about being successful financially, and then you're seen as a worthy individual of complaining or taking time off or catering to your mental health. So I can definitely see here in the 8 of Swords that fighting against that stigma is a battle that you are faced with, but it is definitely one that you can overcome, as Receiving Healing is here for you in November, as long as you stay dedicated to focusing on and not shying away as soon as the going gets tough and you realize, hey, maybe I need to put a little bit more love and care into myself. I do see here in the Knight of Wands that feeling really passionate passionate about your hobbies and endeavors, that is very helpful when breaking patterns or breaking things that you were taught as a child growing up that are not helpful to you right now. So by that, I mean hobbies that really make you feel like you're in your flow state, like you're in a moment where time and space just doesn't exist. That is definitely a place of creativity and free flowing thoughts where you're not judging yourself for your thoughts and you can simply just be. So allowing yourself to have fun really serves you in November, especially to see how many options that you truly have. I see that here in the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card that displays that you have a lot of different options that you can go for, and all of these options are going to come with different outcomes, with different types of instant or delayed gratification, with repercussions maybe even. So it is important for you to know that when you don't address things, there may be delayed repercussions that coil up into really big situations for you. But when you address things in a timely manner, then you are able to move on with life without allowing for things to live rent-free in your head that really don't deserve to live rent-free in your head, because those things aren't paying your bills, group number 2. Next up, we have the Judgment card. So I do see here within the Judgment card that being hard on yourself, it's kind of like something that you are trying to unlearn. It's kind of something that is still here in November, but that you need to address. I see in the Six of Cups that chances are really high, if you address this, that you will be able to overcome a good deal of self-judgment and a good deal of self-deprecating thoughts, or you just overall being very self-critical and very harsh with yourself. But let's move further into your reading. We have the Four of Rings. So in the Four of Rings, I can see you saving a lot of money, conserving your funds, and conservation when it comes to your funds. That is something that shows that you're a very practical person, or you have become a very practical person, and you're not trying to keep up with anyone. This shows a lot of maturity. The Five of Swords does show me here that there are some people around you who are feeling a little bit resentful about the fact that you're not trying to compete with them or keep up with them, and that you're just in a headspace where you're more focused on you and what's going on in your life. The Nine of Cups is a symbol of contentment and satisfaction, group number 2. So while some people may be judging you or may be feeling kind of like they are in competition with you, even though you're not in competition with them at all, group 2, if you have, for example, driven somewhere before and you pull up to a red light and the person next to you like revs their engine or is like trying to make it a competition who can speed off as quickly as possible when the light turns green, you know, that kind of thing. You're not in competition with them, but for some reason they think that they're in competition with you, and that is the type of thing that I see happening here in November. Maybe the exact red light example that I just told you about, but you understand exactly what I mean when you're not in competition, but they feel that they are. So they are frustrated, but this is not your responsibility, group number 2. That is the most important thing to take away from this reading. Other people's feelings are not your responsibility to fix, to elevate, to comfort. The Eight of Wands shows me here that being in alignment with your values is the most important thing in order for you to progress. You cannot help anybody, group 2, who makes you the bad guy if they don't feel good, because they will always find a reason to not feel good or to make you the bad guy or to say that it's your fault that they're not thriving or they're not doing X, Y, or Z in life. And chances are you will never be able to make them happy, to wholly satisfy them. So you might as well just quit doing that from November onwards. The Five of Cups definitely shows me here that you're dwelling, you're avoiding. There's maybe someone in your head right now, group number 2, who you can think of as an example for this type of person. And it is definitely essential for you here in the Six of Wands to recognize that if you're thinking of someone, that you have to advance past putting their emotions before yours, because that is actually what you're doing when you're overthinking their feelings and putting those above your own health and your own time and the things that you want. Group 2, are you even thinking of the things that you want when you're worried about pleasing someone else? No, you're just thinking about what they want. And chances are, if you're really worried about what someone else desires from you, if you're really worried about pleasing that other person, chances are they aren't doing the same for you in return. So basically their cup gets filled with your tears. Their cup gets filled with your sweat. And this is definitely something that you're being called out for, group 2, and called to avoid. Replenish yourself in November at all costs. There is a lot coming towards you that you will need your energy for, but more on that in your zodiac signs prediction. Last but not least, the 10 of Wands does show me here that you're completing a big passion project, just something that makes you feel whole, that makes you feel good about the work that you've put in. And I do want you to know here in the 10 of Wands that this is a beautiful culmination to November for you to just have proven to yourself that you can stick to a routine, that you can stick to finishing and completing something. And every time you finish and complete something that you set your mind out to do, that allows you to feel more confident in your abilities and to cultivate more of an understanding of everything that you're capable of. So group 2, this is your November prediction that I have received for you so far. However, we're not done here. Scroll down into the description box or the comment that's pinned to the top of the comment section where you can click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant November prediction for you. So I'll catch you during the second part of your prediction where we'll be going into great detail about what's coming towards your zodiac sign during the month of November. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your November prediction. So you chose the Celestine. The Celestine is a beautiful, healing, calming, soothing stone that allows you to get rid of any unwanted emotions and just fill yourself with energy that is content and that is more placid. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November. First up, we have grateful as well as vibration. So you are vibrating on a really grateful wavelength, which is awesome, group number 3, because whenever you express gratitude, you're able to receive even more of what you're grateful for. That's also how the law of attraction works, because it states that like attracts like. So of course, if you're grateful for amazing things happening within your life, you're going to attract more of those amazing things, as like attracts like. Let's move further into your reading. We have mental repetition. So you are repeating mantras, positive mantras and affirmations over and over again. So maybe you are even purchasing a gratitude journal and you're filling out a little list every single day of the things that you're grateful for. And this is definitely something that is elevating and raising your entire vibration. And this mental repetition is causing you to grow really strong in your understanding for what you're truly grateful for in life and what really matters to you. I can see here within a choice that you know that this was your choice. It's been your choice all along. And if you can choose between seeing the glass as half empty or half full, you're of course going to choose half full. If you can choose between being grateful or complaining about everything, during the month of November especially, you're dedicated to choosing gratitude. You're dedicated to choosing vibrating on a higher frequency and feeling happier and more content with what you have simply by choosing to change your attitude and mindset for the better. I can see here within triggers that there are definitely going to be some situations that you feel are triggering you. And these situations could be with other people. It could be childhood memory, childhood trauma, where you're just kind of trying to let go of certain things that bring you back to a dark place. So group 3, it is definitely also a big learning curve for you, a big learning experience where you learn more about your triggers and you learn how to identify them, how to avoid them, and how to handle them in a manner that they don't destroy your day or your month. I can see here within the moon reverse that your intuition is guiding you when it comes to your triggers, but at the same time, you also need to listen a little more to your intuition. That is why this card is showing up in reverse, because right now you are a little bit more skeptical than you need to be. Your intuition is on a high frequency during the month of November, and it's important for you to also trust in your intuition and your gut feeling a little bit more and understand that there's no reason for your gut feeling to lead you towards anything but success. And that is what I see here in the sun. The sun is one of the most favorable cards within the tarot, and the sun stands for happiness, for gratitude as well. and an amazing attitude. So I definitely see a lot of warmth, a lot of joy, a lot of success for you during the month of November, and you need to stick to that and remind yourself here in the moon reverse that you caused that, group number 3. Nobody else. You attracted that into your life because of the vibration and attitude of gratitude, because you chose to mentally repeat a story of yourself and your life that you love, that you're proud of, rather than one that is difficult for you to handle or come to terms with. The 3 of Swords shows me here that you are also choosing to overcome heartache. So if you have been ghosted or hurt, or there are family members who have really hurt you, do know here within the 3 of Swords that you're growing past that. And the King of Pentacles shows me here that there is an earth sign who is definitely not getting the attention that they usually would from you, because you're focused on your well-being and you're focused on ensuring that you don't spend any time in heartache or in feeling down during the month of November, which is a really awesome choice. The 4 of Pentacles does show me here that you're amassing a great deal of wealth, but you're being a little bit stingier with yourself than you need to be, group number 3. So let yourself have some fun. I mean, I understand that there's definitely also like Christmas time coming up soon, and you have to budget and plan to splurge on other things. Maybe you don't celebrate Christmas, but you still like the decor, or you're still partaking in some sort of gift giving or festivities in the next couple weeks and months. So do know here in the 4 of Pentacles that you have more than enough when it comes to your finances in order to give yourself a celebration that you're really proud of and that you really crave. The 8 of Pentacles does show me here that you're learning that fine line and balance between splurging too much and also splurging in a way that is healthy and that shows that you're not afraid to take good care of yourself too. The 5 of Swords is a card that shows here that there's some conflicting thoughts. There's some conflicting communication going on. But we already established how when it comes to spending, you're not necessarily super comfortable in November. And I mean, that's fine, because the worst that could happen for you with this, group number 3, is that you end November with more money than expected. And is that really something to be sad over? Is that really something to cry about? I think not. Next, we have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands does show me here that the King of Pentacles person may feel kind of jealous or abandoned by you here during the month of November. And the King of Pentacles is someone who has a lot of earth sign energy, who is most likely older than you, and they're in a position of power. Earth sign energy, in case you didn't know, that is Virgo energy, that is Taurus energy, and Capricorn energy. So look out for anyone who has a birth chart that is filled with those signs. If you don't know about someone's zodiac sign or birth chart, but you had your suspicions that they may be this person represented in the King of Pentacles, this is your confirmation. The 3 of Wands, it does show me here that when it comes to fighting for what's right, that is what you're focused on during the month of November. And the Ace of Coins shows me that you're developing a whole new relationship to money, finances, and also understanding how little that you actually need in order to thrive and be happy. Because with media and social media, we get told all the time that we need this gadget or this thing or this accessory in order to feel good, to look good, or to be worthy, but you are completely kind of debunking all of those myths and creating your own beliefs about money, which is really beautiful to read here. The Knight of Swords shows me that when it comes to your thoughts, everything's happening very quickly and it's hard for anyone to keep track of what you're going through. So try to communicate a little more, group number 3. Try to tell people where you're at mentally. You're very hard to read during the month of November. You're a little bit mysterious. And the 6 of Swords shows me here that it's super easy for you to get ahead of yourself, where you thought something through in your head, but you haven't said it out loud. And then you're surprised that other people don't know what you mean or what you're going through, but you haven't even told them. So try to prevent that from happening by, well, receiving your reading, but also acting on it and trying to be extra clear in your communication pathways, extra clear when it comes to unblocking and unclogging that throat chakra. Next up, we have the Queen of Swords. So I do see that you will be successful in being more open about what you're going through, what you're feeling, and what you're thinking, because we have this progression from the Knight of Swords to the Queen of Swords within you. So that basically means that rather than getting frustrated about other people not understanding what's going on within, you're definitely finding the courage within to step out and speak up. But it is definitely important for you to also note to choose your words wisely and carefully, as some people are definitely feeling very sensitive in November, and you wouldn't want to say anything to trigger someone or set them off in a way that may cause a rift in the relationship. So be mindful of your words. There's a reason why you're receiving your reading, in order for you to prepare yourself and to know what to focus on, to know exactly what areas of your life in November are going really smoothly, and in which areas you can use these tactics in order to get through the month as successfully as possible. However, we are far from being done, because each sign of the zodiac has its very own November prediction. Simply scroll down into the description box or to the top of the comment section, where I have pinned each sign of the zodiac, so you can click your sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more personalized part of your November reading. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your November prediction. So you chose the Angel Aura Quartz, which is not only a beautiful crystal, but this is also a crystal that brings you clarity and brings you psychic insight. And that may be exactly why you felt drawn to this beautiful iridescent stone. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November. So we have breathe as well as transform. So group number 4, I can see here that there's a lot of transformation happening for you during the month of November, and you're going to find that even your breath pattern completely changes, which means that every cell in your body is going to function differently, comparing the 1st of November to the very last day of November. So you're definitely going to go through some sort of changes that you didn't expect. And I can see here in Seeking Seclusion that it's not unusual for you to seek alone time, for you to seek to be away from other people during the month of November, because you can understand that your body is going through some deep transformation and cellular changes. And breathing is maybe something that you're actually even looking into as a very literal thing. If you have only been taking very shallow breaths and inhales your entire life, and you're just learning to take deep belly breaths at least for a few minutes every single day, this can truly change and transform your life. Group 4, how are you breathing right now? Is your breath even going down to your belly? Like, look at your belly. Is it even like distending and shrinking whenever you're breathing, or are your breaths just way up here? Of course, there is a time and a place for both, but it's important for you to not neglect the importance of the breath and ensuring that you're giving your body enough oxygen. Next up, we have the stars. So November is definitely a really fun and hopeful month for you. You're going to receive a lot of positive news, and I can see here with the 3 of Pentacles that it has to do with work and work collaborations. So if you have been hoping to hear positive news when it comes to collaborating with a brand or with another person in your professional life, know that the news is going to be really positive for you. And the Queen of Cups does also show me that rather than feeling like your emotions are all over the place, you're actually kind of in control of how you feel and what you're going through. And you're definitely in a place of emotional maturity and a place of emotional intelligence. So you're not doing anything in an impulsive manner during the month of November, but you're focusing really deeply on understanding yourself and how your body works. So I also see new revelations coming here in correspondence to the 3 of Pentacles about how you can optimize your health, because the Suit of Pentacles also stands for your health, your time, optimizing that. This is not just a suit of earthly abundance, meaning money. So I would definitely take into consideration that you will spend a certain amount of time researching nutrition, researching how you can take care of yourself physically and spiritually, and you may even consult with an expert. Getting a personal trainer, talking to a therapist, those are all things that we have showing up here for you. In the Judgment card, I can tell that you're growing from judging yourself so much, or as much as you used to in the past, to understanding that there's really no point in judging yourself or being hard on yourself, and you're just overall causing yourself distress that isn't necessary. The Ace of Wands is a card that shows me fresh, fun, and new creative ideas that are coming towards you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have a groundbreaking idea in November that you're thinking of following through on. And the Lovers card, of course, also shows me that when it comes to romantic love, you're in a supportive environment. You're in a supportive situation that too kind of fuels your passion and your drive to do more in your life. So having someone by your side who really pushes you forward and who really gives you that extra energy that you lack when you don't have them, that makes a huge difference. And do know here in the Lovers that we do have kind of a romantic looking setting, but this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. Sometimes platonic love can give you even more than romantic love and absolutely everything that you need. Just think about a close relationship of two friends or of people who are really close to their family. Sometimes a romantic love is great, but having that love of someone who isn't with you because they like you for your body or they like to be intimate with you, that can be so healing and so precious. The Hierophant also shows me here within your reading that your spirituality is going to be of big importance during the month of November, and you may even find that collaborating with others and talking to others about new ideas that you have spirituality wise is something that comes up a lot. So talking to others about meditation, talking to others about where you are on your spiritual journey and what progress that you've made, I can definitely see that being a part of your November. The Knight of Cups shows me that you're unafraid to share your emotions, which again is a nod to the Queen of Cups, which stands for your emotional maturity and the fact that you're unafraid to express what you're going through and how you feel. And the Six of Diamonds shows me here that you're also in a very giving mood. So that may be because Christmas period is coming up, but I am of course aware that not all of you celebrate Christmas. So do know here within the Six of Diamonds that a big part of this generosity does stem from the festive period and festive season that we're about to go through, but at the same time you're going to give in your own way because there may be friends and family who already have everything in the material realm. So for them, what really counts is to spend time with them. And I do see in the Six of Diamonds that you're feeling really generous, group number 4. In the vase, we have a secret admirer here for you, a secret admirer who may confess their feelings to you in a very spiritual manner. So they may say to you that they feel as though your souls are really interconnected. They may say that you just feel like a soulmate. So it's not a straight up confession. It's more like them alluding to how they feel about you. And I can see here within the kangaroo that you have to plan ahead with this because for some reason the secret admirer situation is going to turn a little bit chaotic unless you make it very clear whether you're interested to or whether this is actually something that could never happen. And if you are in a relationship, then it makes complete sense why it's important for you to plan ahead and communicate in order to avoid any type of squabbles. I can see here in the angel that spiritual guidance and protection from harm is here. So even if you're in a relationship, whether you're single, it doesn't matter. You're definitely protected and guided to do the right thing, but you have to do it in November. Don't string someone who is crushing on you along for longer than necessary or for any amounts of time at all, because it will turn ugly if you do that. I can see here in the ink pot that these problems need to be resolved in November. There are no excuses, no procrastination, group number 4. Get it done. Moving further into your reading in the rabbit, I can see here that there's a lot of concern with sexual and sensual matters. Here, connecting that to the Lovers being literally right above the rabbit does show me that maybe you're a little bit too concerned with who you are on a sensual level, with what type of impression that you make, sensually speaking, what your body looks like to other people, whether you are enjoying pleasure the right way, whether you're pleasuring someone else the right way, just kind of overthinking your personal life and your private life a lot, maybe even your private parts, your private body image, if you know what I mean. Group number 4. So try to not put so much emphasis on what things look like or what you think they should look like, and also what society has taught us that intimate relationships should look like, because here in connectivity to the lovers, a lot of it is backwards and a lot of it does not embrace every single person and lots of people's preferences, and being inclusive of your preferences as well is really important. The 4 of Wands shows me here that you have very uplifting and supportive relationships in your life that can help you through difficult situations. And in the Magician, I do also want you to understand that the more you make use of these relationships that are supportive and that are grounding, the more you will be able to also find ways yourself to deal with difficult situations in the future without feeling like you have to ask for help. But step 1 is to just not feel any shame in asking for someone to be there for you, because here I can see in the 5 of Pentacles that very often you extend the olive branch, or you extend a sincere invite for people to lean on you, and they may do the same in return, but no one ever ends up leaning on the other one. No one ever ends up calling the other one up and being like, hey, I really need you, or I really need to talk. And that is where I see in the 5 of Pentacles that it's important for you to actually reach out and actually for once use that invitation, and you'll feel so much better. And you'll see here in the 2 of Wands how it's a give and take, and that other people open up to you really easily and freely too, and that your relationships can actually be deepened. But sometimes you have to be the one that makes the first step, or takes the first step towards opening up emotionally, being vulnerable, being unafraid to say what you're going through and how you feel, and showing the other person that, yeah, you will make use of your connection and your friendship. You're not shy to do so, and that you're here for them as well when they need you. So group number 4, this is a reading that I received for you for November. I really hope that you found it insightful. Do know that this is the first part of your reading. We are not done at all, because part 2 awaits you below in the comment section as well as in the description box. And all you need to do is click your corresponding timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more personalized and accurate part of your November prediction. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs November 2021 prediction. I can't believe we're already moving into November. How crazy is that? Let's move into your reading to figure out what is coming towards your Zodiac sign during the month of November. First up, we have Pisces. So all my beautiful Aries, there is a Pisces that is moving towards you in November, and this is someone who loves intimacy, who has a strong intuition and is very compassionate. So this water sign is definitely bringing some positive vibes to you in November, some very supportive vibes and intimate vibes. So you feel like you can open up to this person. Next, we have Uranus. So in Uranus, I can see here that they are going to invoke a radical change within you. So as an Aries, you're definitely someone who is super adventurous, energetic, you're dynamic as well as quick-witted and pioneering. You can be very enthusiastic about new projects. However, when it comes to the realm of emotion, you sometimes struggle. You sometimes struggle to figure out why you feel the way that you feel, and also how you can deal with unpleasant or difficult emotions, which is exactly where your Pisces friend is going to help you to radically change and radically accept your feelings rather than just push them under the rug and hide them deep within yourself. So November is definitely a heart-opening month for you, all my beautiful Aries, and it's going to be very different than what you're used to. I can see here within the 5 of Cups that you're definitely going to abandon your old ways that you were once used to from the month of November 2021 onwards, and you're going to get comfortable in this new way of of living that is way more connected to your emotional side, way more connected to intimacy on an emotional scale, as well as emotional intelligence. So goodbye are the days where people said, well, you're just an Aries who doesn't get all of these strong emotions. You are definitely maturing when it comes to emotional intelligence. Next up in the Fool, I can see here that, of course, we have the start of a new journey. That is exactly what the Fool represents, all my beautiful Aries babies. This is the very first card in the major arcana of the tarot, and the major arcana is a set of cards that kind of depicts a journey through life and different life events. And for you, I can see that November is filled with new beginnings and filled with a lot of freedom and you following your instincts. The dog is a symbol of your instincts, but also a symbol for a trusty companion being with you who supports you. And as already discussed, we have your Pisces friend right there for you while you are discovering all of these new areas of life and these new areas of yourself. The Seven of Swords here shows me that you're definitely kind of compounding new ideas and you're trying to figure out how you can bring your new ideas to life. These are most likely also business ideas and ideas on how you can upgrade your life and your relationships. The Ace of Swords is just that, a card that speaks of new beginnings when it comes to the communication level as well as your mental level, because the Suit of Swords corresponds to the element of air, and the element of air is about all things that goes on within your head. So do know here in the Ace of Swords that having a life-changing idea is most likely the case for you during the month of November, and then trying to find ways how you can follow through on that idea. For example, if you have a groundbreaking idea on how to create an app or how to create a business that will change your life forever, as we had here in Uranus, you're going through some radical changes during the month of November. This is definitely something that is coming for you and that you're really pondering on for a long time. Next, we have the Six of Swords. We have a lot of swords that have shown up in your reading in the last three cards. The Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and now the Six of Swords. So the Suit of Swords, again, this is a phallic suit. This is a masculine suit that speaks of you doing things and getting things done. And I see here in the Six of Swords that at an earlier point in an earlier month, you may have not believed that you could follow through on your genius ideas that you have in November. But I can definitely see here that we're going through a big shift in your self-confidence about your ideas and what you can create within your life, all my beautiful Aries babies. So do know here in the Six of Swords that this is a positive shift for you. This is a shift towards not only more self-confidence in general, but more self-confidence that you are really smart and intelligent and you can be a little genius that can create something that will last a lifetime. Next up, we have Celebrating Life, a little postcard for you, all my beautiful Aries. Of course, I will read your postcard to you. Dearest you, you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows that you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world, individual yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you're on the right track. Even if your ego self doesn't see that, listen to your soul. Check in with spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you. We love you. What a beautiful message to keep you going, all my beautiful Aries babies. A beautiful message to keep you going throughout November, December, and ensure that you smash the rest of this calendar year and make the most of it. There is no reason why these remaining 2 months can't be the best or most impactful 2 months of your life. Next up, we have the Ten of Coins. Oh, this is such positive news. The Ten of Coins is all about fulfillment in the earthly realms. So your Christmas tree, your celebrations are going to be decked out with gifts, with ornaments, with lavish dinners, with having more than enough time as well as financial resources to ensure that you can take care of not only yourself, but also your family and possibly also some charitable causes. So the Ten of Coins definitely shows me here that as we're moving towards the end of the calendar year, the bottom line in your bank account is going to look better than you expected. Next, in the Five of Swords, I can see here that you can feel a little conflicted during the month of November, okay? And this is because, yes, on one hand, you are growing when it comes to your self-confidence, but then on the other hand, you definitely do still have some lingering doubts within you that are trying to bubble back up through the surface into your energetic space. So you just need to push those away, all of my beautiful Aries. You need to use your energetic self, your energetic predisposition to ensure that you stay on the right track and keep yourself motivated. I can see here within the Queen of Wands that this is a Queen of Fire signs, so this should relate beautifully to you. This may even be a depiction by spirit of you, all my beautiful Aries. The Queen of Wands shows freedom, shows happiness, shows that on one side you definitely have that masculine energy that the suit of wands so typically displays, but at the same time you have that mixture of femininity, as we do have the Queen of Wands, that balance between daydreaming, between just overall being a bit more soft, a bit more subtle, a bit more of the queen, but at the same time having the masculine energy at the right time when you have to take action, when you have to go for an opportunity instead of overthinking it, because that opportunity could change your life forever. Next, we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is definitely one that speaks to new ideas that you're passionate about, and this goes beautifully with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords both depict a fresh beginning. The Ace of Swords shows me that you have a new creation and invention in the pipeline that's going to hit you in November, and the Ace of Wands definitely shows me that you're not only passionate about it, but you're also going to put some energy behind it in order to follow through on this great new idea for a business venture or for a fresh hobby that you have that you feel could like elevate your life. Next up, we have the Moon. So the Moon shows me that you're connected to your intuition, and we did talk about your Pisces friend up here and how this Pisces friend is connecting you more to your intuition, more to the side of you that is emotionally intelligent, and the Moon definitely is further confirmation that when your intuition is giving you some sort of sign, signal, or hunch, to listen to it in November, because your gut feeling is not going to lead you astray. The star does also show me that there's a lot of hope on the horizon for you, my beautiful Aries babies. The star shows me that aside from hope, there is also good luck here in November. So November is definitely the ideal month to start some new things, not only business ventures, but also hobbies, and to overall try something that you're maybe bad at to begin with. It is definitely less normal to try new things the older that you get, because somehow, I don't know why, but as an adult, people just expect you to stick to what you know and not try new things. But I can definitely see you breaking the mold here during the month of November, as you're not feeling like you care about what other people think or how they may judge you. The Hanged One definitely shows me a transition from stillness to movement. So if you've been thinking of, for example, joining some sort of yoga class or tennis class or art class, just trying something new, ballet, whatever it is, music, do know here in the Hanged One that rather than just thinking about it, you're actually going to go and do it. You're going to go and join the dance class or the arts and crafts class, and you're not going to be afraid of being new and not being great at it, because you know that everyone started somewhere, and you being brave enough to try something new, something that a lot of people are not capable of right now and that they envy you for. The Wheel of Fortune shows me here that adaptation is going to lead to elevation for you, my beautiful Aries. So because you're adapting to whatever life throws at you in November, whatever new experiences are coming towards you, that actually elevates you so much because it just shows your fearlessness. It shows that you're open for any type of new things to come into your life and that you're confident enough that they won't overwhelm you and you'll be able to process and move forward with new wisdom, new knowledge, new experiences, and overall just feeling even more confident, because the more you experience and the more you go through, the more you have lived a life that is filled with wisdom. So all of my beautiful Aries babies, this is your general November prediction that I have received for you. Don't forget that I have already posted a love prediction at this point, so feel free to check that out. Love is a completely separate topic that I post every month as well, so if you're interested in that, you can find it in the description box and on my channel. I would like to thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I'm sending you so much love, all my beautiful Aries babies, and I'll catch you at the latest during your December prediction. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs November 2021 prediction. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading and that you're ready to get into the second and even more personalized November prediction. So let's move into it, shall we? As a Taurus, you're someone who is very warm-hearted, you're someone who is security-loving as well as persistent, and you're a hard worker. Now let's see how that will affect you during the month of November. We have the North Node first up. So I can see here in the North Node that you are destined to have in November, destined to have the success that you seek, destined to have more financial means as well as material gains around you. I can see here within Fire that you are experiencing an increase in confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery during the month of November. So you are an Earth sign, my beautiful Taurus babies, but you are definitely seeing that you're lighting a fire within by allowing yourself to think good thoughts about yourself and not letting anxiety or negativity take over your mind anymore. In Fire, I do want you to know here that this confidence and optimism is leading you to be successful in your ventures as you stop with the self-deprecating thoughts in November and you're focused on being the person that you're proud of being. And all my beautiful Tauruses, this is a mindset that I have been using as well. So when I want to give up or when I want to freak out in a difficult situation, like if I'm filming and something isn't going well, or if I'm experiencing some setbacks in my company or so, I just think to myself, how would the woman and the person I am proud to be, or I want to become, the person that is my highest self, how would they react to the situation? And then I act accordingly to how I think that the best version of me would react. And that is exactly what I can see here in the North Node and Fire that's happening for you during the month of November. Next up, we have two cards. We have the Emperor as well as the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords does show me here that there is some sort of release that's happening after upheaval. So after freaking out a little bit, you are definitely going to calm yourself down during the month of November. So freaking out because we're moving towards the end of the year and you kind of feel like you haven't accomplished everything that you set your mind out to, feeling here in the Emperor like it's your responsibility to still get everything done and to still prove to the world that you are productive, you are smart, you are successful. So after a little freaking out, after a little bit of anxiety, I can see for you, my beautiful Taurus babies, that you will release that into the universe, release those unhelpful vibrations, and again focus on being the highest version of yourself and focus on not allowing those unhelpful thoughts to penetrate your hemisphere. Let's move further into your reading. We have the King of Cups. So in the King of Cups, I can see here that integrity is something that is not only important to you, but that you're displaying to a really high degree during the month of November. So if someone asks you to do do something, you are going to focus on making sure that you don't just say that you do it, but you're actually following through. And furthermore, in the King of Cups, I can see that this leads to an increase in people feeling like they can count on you and like you're a stable person. Now, you may be internally laughing and thinking to yourself, like, this is just a facade. Like, all of us Tauruses, we look stable on the outside, placid on the outside, but on the inside, we're overthinking the fact that we are even like alive today. We're overthinking literally every single facet of life. And that's okay, because what happens internally is definitely something that I want you to keep private. As I can see here within the King of Cups, that you exuding stability is what you need in November in order to not become too stressed out. So keep things within. Don't share the stress on an exterior plane. Journal, meditate, use different ways of calming yourself down rather than freaking out, screaming, telling a friend about all of these difficult things that you're going through, because they will not be able to handle the avalanche of things that you're going through, and they will not give you any type of helpful words, comments, or support. Okay, the best thing you can do is to get through any type of anxiety in November by journaling and really using outlets that are calming rather than doing the first thing that you feel like doing. Think things through. Next up, we have the Dawn of Rings. So in the Dawn of Rings, I can see here that reflection is important, and that's what we literally just spoke about. You first reflecting before you take action is imperative, because you're definitely feeling a little bit, how should I say, a little bit like jumping the gun. You're definitely feeling very impatient in November. So the Dawn of Rings shows here that it's important for you to do your due diligence, do your research before you make any rash decisions, especially if you're thinking of getting any type of procedure done, whether it's a cosmetic one or any other procedure, whether you are thinking of trying out a new therapist or just overall a new thing that you've never tried before. Do your research and make sure that you go to a licensed professional. The Nine of Cups does show me here that you're feeling really content and satisfied with your life during the month of November. So the Nine of Cups is definitely a sign of you feeling satisfaction, of you knowing that, you know, you've put in a lot of work in 2021 and you're not going to beat yourself up anymore about little things that you maybe haven't been able to get to where you hoped that they would be. You will make the best out of the rest of the year, and definitely understand here that, of course, 2022 you'll be wiser. You'll put more work into pre-planning, but at the same time, it's like we often overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate what we can do in 10 years, and you're becoming very aware of that. The Three of Cups shows me here that going to some birthdays, Christmas parties, other festivities is bringing a lot of happiness your way, a lot of contempt, as well as just overall feeling like, yes, you are where you're meant to be and you're living your best life. And I'm really proud of you for enjoying. The Queen of Swords shows me here someone who is interested in you romantically. I do have a love reading that I posted, all my beautiful Taurus babies, so feel free to check that out, because this reading is your general November prediction, but I do have specific love readings as well that I post every single month. So here in the Queen of Swords, I can see someone who is really intelligent, someone who is probably slightly older than you or around the same age, someone very mature who is interested in you and thinking about asking you out, thinking about seeing what your relationship status is and whether you are available for more than just a little bit of flirtatiousness. So get ready for that. The Hermit shows me that you're actually not even in the mindset during the month of November to entertain any new people, and that may be because you're already in a relationship or situation, but maybe also just because you're really preoccupied with what's going on in your life, and right now you just don't have any time for someone to take up any of your valuable resources. The Eight of Diamonds definitely confirms this. The Eight of Diamonds is all about you working really hard, as well as diligently trying to improve everything that you do at work. So you aren't afraid to repeat something multiple times until you get it perfect, whether it's actually polishing these crystals and diamonds until you have the perfect shape, or whether it's at your job creating the perfect marketing strategy, adding up the numbers until they all are perfectly in line. You get the idea, all my beautiful Tauruses. The Eight of Diamonds shows me here that you are detail oriented and diligently going to ensure that you execute your work perfectly. The Four of Diamonds here shows me that you're in super saver mode, so you're not going to spend a lot of money during the month of November, and that's maybe because you're kind of prepping for December. You might have some very expensive family that you need to treat around Christmas time, or that you need to go and visit. So the Four of Diamonds definitely shows me that money is something that you are slightly stressed about because you want to ensure that you're saving as much as you possibly can. The Nine of Diamonds is a sign that you are actually going to save a lot more than you expected. And then in December and the upcoming months, you're going to have more freedom when it comes to spending, more freedom on a financial plane because you've made such smart decisions in November. The same goes for investing as well. You may be a little bit afraid to invest in November, but I see that anything that you invest in will work out for you and will definitely pay off in the long run. So delayed gratification is your thing here. The King of Wands shows me that going into business with a fire sign, going into business with a mature, older than you fire sign, someone who is super enthusiastic and energetic about the business model or the business idea, is a good idea for you and is going to allow you to reap what you have sown later down the line, even though you're a little bit afraid. I can see within the Hermit again, so the Hermit showed up twice for you. The likelihood of this happening is really small, all my beautiful Taurus babies, because here in the Gentle Heart Tarot deck, you already received the Hermit, and this tarot deck has 78 cards. So does the Fountain Tarot deck over here. So in the Hermit, I can definitely see that alone time is an important message that your guides still wanted to get out to you before we end your zodiac signs prediction. So ensuring that you're not overloading your schedule as a Taurus. You are definitely one of the more introverted signs, one of the signs that thrives when they're alone, in a sense that you can recharge yourself. So make sure that you're not going to too many parties and festivities, because you can go from having fun to being cranky real quick. So don't forget about self-care and rest. You need those 8 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. So all my beautiful Taurus babies, this is the November prediction that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. I would like to thank you so much for being here. And if you made it to the end, leave a bull emoji down below in the comment section. And don't forget to ensure you're subscribed to my channel, because I've uploaded monthly horoscopes and predictions for years. That way you'll never miss out on being prepared for the upcoming month. So thank you so much for being here, all my beautiful Tauruses, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs November prediction. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this reading and the fact that you're now still receiving a horoscope for your zodiac signs specifically. So lean back, relax, and enjoy the second part of your November prediction. First up, we have your 6th house. So your 6th house is all about establishing a foundation, your health, your daily life, and practical details. So these are going to be affected during the month of November, and we're about to find out exactly how, shall we? I'll be moving further into your reading with the tea leaf fortune cards. We have the Tortoise. So in the Tortoise, I can see here that you're slowly but surely getting ahead, and in conjunction to establishing a foundation, your health, your daily life, and practical details, you are making progress in all areas of life that seem mundane mundane. So your health is slowly but surely improving. You're becoming more fit. You're seeing physical changes for the better. And also establishing a foundation in life is happening slowly but surely for you. So you're getting closer and closer during the month of November to where you want to be in your career and also where you want to stand financially and with your relationships. So this is a month of steady growth. Next up, we have the flag. Now the flag is telling you to not be tempted to lower your standards, all my beautiful Gemini babies. And this is something that a lot of people feel tempted to do, especially in correlation to the tortoise and things moving forward slowly but surely, because a lot of people want instant results, instant changes, instant gratification, but your guides in the universe is yelling at you through this reading to not be tempted to lower your sign's standards, your life standards, just because you want a quick fix. It's not worth it. I can see here within the fan that rather than focusing on feeling like things aren't moving as quickly as you would like them to, because as a Gemini, you are definitely very quick, witty, intellectual, young and lively. So spend your energy and time in a romance, in celebration and partying. This is a great month for you to let loose and just allow everyone to enjoy your Gemini energy that is always the life of the party. I can see here in the crown that people will obviously bring you a lot of admiration, and honor and respect is going to be brought to you. So you're not only having fun partying, but being there for other people, communicating and telling fun, uplifting stories is one of your best traits, is one of the things that you're so good at, all my beautiful Gemini babies. So use that to your advantage and to uplift others during the month of November, because a lot of people are going through a dark time and you are the key to them feeling a lot better. So take that role seriously during the month of November. In the Eight of Wands, I can see here that forward movement is something that can't always be measured, right? For example, if you would like a promotion or if you would like growth in your business, you can't always measure how quickly you're growing. Sure, there are numbers, there are stats, but you can't really measure just by how much you're making in a business when you're going to hit that next milestone. It could happen exponentially. There could be ups and downs before you get to that next milestone. So do know here within the Eight of Wands that slow and steady growth is always best, as it brings a lot of security, even if it's not always your cup of tea. The Queen of Wands definitely shows me here that being very diligent about what you're passionate about, that is something that can help you focus on all that's going right rather than focusing on the speed in November. Okay, try to not be a speed demon, all my beautiful Geminis. I know that can be hard for you. Try to find balance. We have the Two of Coins, and that is exactly what the Two of Coins is about. Can you see this balancing act, all my beautiful Geminis? That is the type of balancing act that you should be focusing on, ensuring that you're not too temperamental, ensuring that you're not being impulsive, but rather looking at delayed gratification and knowing that there's always a fine line between doing what's fun, but also just doing what needs to be done, and slowly and surely getting ahead being something that is the foundation of a success that has longevity. The Three of Cups, again, is like a party card. This goes beautifully with the fan, with romance, celebration, and partying, having a good time. So Christmas parties and just overall birthdays, people's baby showers and weddings, go to them, all my beautiful Geminis, okay? Any party you can squeeze yourself in, go, because it is definitely something that will serve you and that will have you meeting a lot of interesting people. I can see here within the Three of Crystals that it's also okay for you to leave certain things behind that just no longer resonate, whether it be a hobby, whether it be a relationship, a romantic or platonic one. Move forward and remind yourself here that if you've given something multiple chances, but it just doesn't click with you, it's okay to get rid of it and you don't have to feel guilty about it. The same goes for like decluttering. If there is a item of clothing or some sort of item in your home, some sort of furniture piece, you've moved it around, you've tried the item of clothing on and it just doesn't fit you, it just doesn't feel right, don't feel guilty for having it, not having enjoyed it. It's okay. Not everything is going to be a success, and you can simply rehome it and give it to someone who will really enjoy it and who will really love it. And besides, Christmas is coming up. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, chances are you know someone who does. So gift them with something that doesn't serve you but may serve them, even if it's something that you own. That way you're also being a lot more environmentally conscious and friendly, because you're not buying something new, you're simply repurposing what you already own. I can see here within the sun that November is definitely a positive month for you, all of my beautiful Geminis. This is definitely a month of basking in light and joy, having a good time, and just overall reminding yourself of how fun life can be when you just let loose and you don't focus too much on the unnecessary. The Ten of Cups speaks of emotional fulfillment and your relationships being in an amazing place. So here I can see that, you may receive some sort of proposal. You may link up with your twin flame or soulmate. Just overall taking the next step in a romantic relationship is a very usual thing to happen in the Ten of Cups. And I do see here within the moon reversed that you're not going to expect it at all, and it's going to come as a really pleasant surprise during the month of November. So I'm really looking forward to this for you, all of my beautiful Geminis. Let's move further into your reading. We have the Eight of Bottles. So the Eight of Bottles does show me here that you are going to feel like things are moving really quickly in your relationship. So maybe not in your career or when it comes to your money-making ventures, but the Eight of Bottles definitely shows me that things are moving quickly for you emotionally. And the Three of Knives also shows a little bit of fear. So maybe you are the type of person who doesn't like deep attachments and bonds. Maybe you're a bit of a commitment phobe, if you will. Maybe you have a bit of commitment phobia. That's okay. No shade in that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. The Six of Cigarettes, it does show me here that you're going to still find a way to be okay with this new level of commitment in your personal life, and the fact that maybe you're a little bit more tied down than you thought that you would be during the month of November, and finding comfort in knowing that you have someone to lean on. I can see here in the Carrot that there's some sort of opportunity or windfall coming to you. So an opportunity that is unexpected, some extra money, maybe even finding extra money in a purse, in a jacket pocket, in a jeans pocket, and just overall feeling like, hey, this is a really great little coincidence that just makes my entire week a lot better. I can see in the Finger that you're also being warned of a problem either now or in the near future, but here, in correlation to your November prediction, the Finger is trying to point out a problem that is coming towards you during the month of November. Let's figure out what that is. We have the Egg. So I can see here in the Egg that success is assured with good plans and hard work. But you are definitely being told by your guides that there may be a problem here if you try to skip any of the procedures that you know you need to do, if you try to cut corners when it comes to making money, when it comes to your work, when it comes to creating content, whatever it is that you're doing that you want to be more successful at, cutting corners is not going to work. Invest the time, spend the money on the course, spend the money on the tarot deck, on the equipment that you need, and buy it once rather than trying something over and over again or purchasing something over and over again because you just don't want to shell out the time, money, or effort to do it right the first time. You will pay for it a lot more if you have to do it over and over again. So I can see here in these Scissors that in order to cut ties with disappointment in any affairs of your life in the month of November, just do it right the first time, my beautiful Geminis. Don't try to scrimp or be cheap about things. If you want to learn the tarot, get some beautiful decks that you click with, that you love, enroll in a tarot class that you feel you really vibe with, and just spend that extra money to get to know what you're doing. If it's something else like music, art, just creatively spend the amount of money that you know will get you a good value product that will last, or a good value basis of knowledge, in order to ensure that you're not wasting your time, energy, effort, or money in the long run. Slowly but surely putting together the things that you need is better than rushing things and getting poor quality items. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, this is the November prediction that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you let me know down below in the comment section that you made it to the end of your reading, and at the latest, I'll catch you during your December 2021 prediction. Hello, all my fellow Cancerians, and welcome to your November 2021 prediction. I hope you enjoyed the first part of this video, but now we're moving into your even more personalized horoscope so we can figure out what is coming towards you during the month of November this year. So let's see what is up for all of my fellow Cancer babies. First up, we have some negativity that you are fending off during the month of November, all my beautiful Cancerians. And I can see here in triggers that you are definitely going to feel like you are being triggered during the month of November, and you are dealing with shutting out some negativity that you just did not expect. I can see here in listening to your body that the best thing that you can do for yourself during the month of November is to listen to how your body reacts when you are around triggers or people who constantly have triggering things to say to you, especially if, for example, family gatherings and reunions trigger you because you always have that one family member that points out something about your body, your appearance, or your accomplishments that they know. Like, you just know that they know it triggers you, but they still do it and they play dumb. Or you have that friend who just constantly is filled with negativity, constantly bringing up everything that isn't good in their life. And then you realize how you try not to allow it to trigger you, but once you hang up the phone or you're done talking to them or listening to them, all of a sudden your life is a lot less fulfilled because you see things in a more negative light subconsciously. You're not trying to, but because you were around someone else's negativity, and as a Cancerian, you are emotional. You absorb other people's energies really easily and quickly, unless you are spiritually well versed and you're engaging in a lot of aura protection. This is definitely something that triggers you. So listen to your body and take space from anyone or any situation that you feel constantly triggers you for the worse, constantly triggers you to fall back into patterns that aren't healthy for you. I can see here that your vibration is affected during the month of November, and your angels and guides want you to focus on your vibration and how your body feels like during the month of November, ensuring that your body feels like it can vibrate high, like you are in a good space with your body, you can respect it and feel like you are doing the right things for yourself, rather than just being in situations where you get triggered. And at the end of the day, like, the people who trigger you, they don't even appreciate it. Like, they're just triggering you just for the fun of it. Next, I can see here in the coins that aside from you needing to protect your aura and your vibration, money is coming to you, all my beautiful Cancerians. And this is, of course, a really great sign, because who doesn't like earthly abundance? Who doesn't like to live a life that is financially free so that you can do the things that you really want and enjoy your time? I can see here within the flag that you're definitely also being called not to lower your standards. So if you're really close to completing a project, or you feel like you've been waiting for a promotion for so long, stay very diligent, keep trying, keep putting yourself out there, as I can see here that you will have the financial rewards in November, even if you didn't expect it, or if you feel like you should have already had it earlier. Better late than never, right? I can see here within the funnel that that there is definitely going to be this frustration, but you're going to learn your lesson, because even though you're frustrated, you're still remaining motivated and you're still putting the work in, which in the end will be rewarded, as we spoke about in the coins and in the flag, even though you're tempted to lower your standards. So you will learn some valuable lessons about not giving up right before you turn a corner. In the camel, I can see here that you're persevering and you're overcoming issues in November. And perseverance is something that a lot of people are envying you for during the month of November, because they wish they had a little bit more motivation and perseverance. And I can see here that you are enjoying a very lighthearted and carefree time, because you know that no matter how long it takes, like, you're gonna get there. And this is definitely something I can relate to all of my beautiful Cancerian brothers and sisters. For me, it was the same with my YouTube channel or my business. I didn't mind how long it took me, because I knew if I persevere, I will eventually get to a place that I'm proud of. The crown shows me that honor and respect is coming to us, all my beautiful Cancerians, which is obviously really awesome, and just shows that we are putting in the work, not only for ourselves, but also to help other people in close proximity. And they respect that, and they're putting us on a little bit of a pedestal. Next up, for your November prediction, I can see here in the Justice card that it's important for you to remain level-headed and keep things balanced. So don't allow compliments to go to your head, and also make sure that you're not shrugging off compliments. So if someone compliments you, just say thank you. That doesn't make you conceited or anything like that. Just accept compliments graciously. I see here in the Knight of Diamonds that there is an earth sign that will be complimenting you, that will be kind of swarming around you, because they are interested in you romantically. And try to just remain cool about it. Don't already start picturing your life together with, your home and your 5 children and 3 dogs and the vacations, the family vacations that you're going on. Make sure that you don't get carried away. Stay level-headed, accept compliments, and don't be too hot and don't be too cool. But do know that I have a November love prediction on my channel as well, so feel free to check that out if you want a reading that goes a little bit more in depth when it comes to love. The 5 of Diamonds shows me here that it's important for you to try to not spend so much, as I can see that you have a predisposition in November to spend a lot of money, but that may also be because there are festivities coming up, or just overall you need some new sweaters, some new things in your wardrobe. You don't want to spend money, but you have to, just in order to kind of survive and stay warm or comfortable. The 3 of Cups shows me here that you're very quickly going to forget any type of financial burdens, as there are lots of parties going on where you can connect with others and where you feel like part of a community or part of a group. And you're then also able to talk about what you're going through, and chances are a lot of other people are going to feel like they're going through the same thing, and they will open up and make you feel a lot better about it. The 7 of Cups is a card of speculation and opportunities. So people will definitely be speculating about who you are becoming, especially these people who are triggering you, or these people who are just constantly super negative. When you listen to your body and you set boundaries and you empower yourself, they're going to speculate why that is. If you have a situationship or a relationship in your life, they're going to blame your partner, okay? They're going to say, oh, it's because of them, because that just shows how they think of you, all my beautiful Cancerians, rather than seeing that you are a smart individual who can mature, level up, and set boundaries for themselves. They will basically attribute you setting boundaries to everything and everyone but you, and that is just something that may trigger you even more. But don't give them the satisfaction of getting angry or getting tense. I can see here within the Spirit of Cups that it's important for you to be really creative around triggers and find ways how you can kind of overwrite the trigger response. So maybe in the past you would have been really triggered about comments about your body, but moving forward, instead of taking it personally, I see here in November that you're using that opportunity that would have triggered you and seeing it as a lesson, as the biggest teacher that you could have. And instead of feeling butthurt about it, just realizing what's happening in your body and saying to yourself, this is merely a reflection of how this other person feels about themselves or their body, and they're projecting this onto me, and actually this just makes me think about how they feel about themselves and what's going on within them. So rather than kind of reflecting on yourself, you're reflecting on what would have triggered someone to say something to you that is clearly just filled with negativity, and you're not putting yourself on the spot for a comment that someone else made, which is really you loving yourself and simply releasing. I see that in the Three of Swords. So you're not allowing for other people's projections to shape how you feel about yourself. You're not going to engage in this like upheaval and this feeling of like, oh, but I gotta say something, I can't let them get away with it. You're just simply understanding that some people cannot be taught. Some people just want to annoy you, and you're not going to give them that satisfaction. The 10 of Rings shows me here that there is a culmination of things coming together in the earthly realms that is going to give you this satisfaction. So you feeling really good in your body and being really healthy, and that being like all that you need to accept yourself wholeheartedly, and not caring about what your body necessarily looks like as it constantly changes, not being hard on it, but rather just saying to yourself, every cell in my body works every single day so hard to keep me alive, and that just being something that you're grateful for, and slowly changing your attitude towards your external appearance, and slowly changing these preconceived notions that you had maybe learned as a child that were passed down to you, exchanging those for more positive and supportive thoughts that you can embody and roll with. So all of my beautiful Cancerians, this is your November prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a crab emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. If you loved this reading, ensure you're subscribed, because at the latest, I will catch you during your December 2021 horoscope. Hello, all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to your November 2021 zodiac signs portion of this reading. So I'm so excited to figure out what is coming towards your sign during the month of November, and I hope that you can appreciate this two-part approach to your horoscope. So let's move straight into it. We have unconditional love. So all of my beautiful Leos, you are a very generous and warm-hearted sign of the zodiac, and unconditional love is something that comes naturally to you. And I can see that this is a big part of November for you, that despite any types of weaknesses that you feel that you have, you are experiencing unconditional love from other people, and you're also finding that this unconditional love is something that is really refreshing and that you were afraid you wouldn't receive, but November is filled with it, thankfully. I can see here in sensitivity that you're feeling more sensitive than usual during the month of November. So somehow emotions are running high. So the perfect medicine for you really is this unconditional love that you're receiving. And I can see here in compassion that it is finally time for you to receive the compassion that you usually give and that you usually put out there. As a Leo, you have a huge heart, and I feel like people don't talk about this enough. People try to portray Leos as pompous and really patronizing, bossy, and very loud, proud, and out there, but we forget to mention how compassionate, loving, and caring Leos are, and how you truly do have a lion's heart and bravery. And that is one thing that I can see here is finally being spoken about during the month of November, and you're finally receiving the same treatment that you give others. Next up, we have the older man. So I can see here that there are dealings or a relationship with an older man coming towards you during the month of November, and let's see what that's all about. We have the grasshopper next. The grasshopper is all about situations in the balance that require careful handling. So for some reason, your dealings or your relationship with this older man definitely requires you to be very careful about what you say and what you do. So this could be a boss or a parent, and you have to be very watchful of your words and how much information that you put out there. In the filled chair, I can see here that someone new is entering your life as well, and you're going to want to be careful about how you speak of that person and how much you share of your personal life with this older man. I can see within the teapot that a deep friendship with someone of the same sex is affecting you during the month of November, and that is whom you should speak to. That is the person that is giving you this unconditional love, that understands your sensitivity and is here to provide you with compassion, caring words, and support. The mule shows me here that there is also a very stubborn streak, a streak that is unwilling to change. And I do want you to understand here that in conjunction to the teapot, this person who is here for you is a very stubborn person. Once they have made up their mind, that's just how it is. But there's also a very positive aspect, as you will come to understand, because once they're your friend, they are loyal for life. I can see here within the heart that popped right out of the pile that there's love, deep affection, and caring energy. So you're definitely on this person's good side, and they're showing you that unconditional love. You know that friend where, like, publicly in front of other people, even if you're wrong, they'll have your back. But once you're in private, they're going to tell you, like, look, I had your back because I'm your best friend, but like, actually that really wasn't cool. That is the type of friend that I can see here. And that is, of course, the type of friend that anyone wants by their side, who is always there for them, protecting them, and on their side, even if they have to kind of back you up on something that they wouldn't back anyone else up on. Next up, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands shows me here that you are wanting to return the favor. I can see that in November, you're all about giving to the people who have shown you that they're loyal, to the people who have shown you that they're here to support you. And the Three of Wands definitely shows me that you're not afraid to splurge. You're not afraid to put in some work to find them a really nice gift or surprise them with something that they would really appreciate and that they would really enjoy. The Page of Swords shows me that you have fresh ideas, new ideas, and here with the older man, the filled chair, and the grasshopper, I definitely feel like you always have to explain your ideas very carefully, because especially someone who is conservative or who is from an older generation than you may not understand your ideas or may take them the wrong way. So try to explain things really carefully in these dealings with the older man. The Nine of Coins does show me here that your ideas are very good in the business sense. Okay, you're very business savvy and intelligent, and if only people give you a chance, it will definitely pay off. But again, in order to get that chance, you have to be careful in how you speak about your ideas and how you talk about moving forward on the business side of things, or here with the dealings with the older man. So all of my beautiful Leo babies, this is your November prediction that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a lion emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here. Do know that I have a love reading, so a reading that is specifically about romantic love for November on my channel as well, so feel free to check that out, as this is your general prediction, but I also have a love prediction. And at the latest, I will catch you during your zodiac signs December 2021 reading. Hello, all my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs November 2021 prediction. Let's move into the second part of your November horoscope. I really hope that you enjoy this two-part approach, as I put a lot of time, love, energy, and thought into these. So let's move right into it, shall we? First up, we have intention. So all my beautiful Virgos, November is destined to be a really intention-filled month for you. And I do want you to know here that when you put intention behind things, that is when big things can happen for you and when you can experience miraculous changes. I can see here in the Queen of Wands that you are intentionally putting energy into things that you're passionate about. So passion projects, hobbies, and also your work if you are passionate about your work. But the most important thing here is passion. That's what you're putting your energy behind. In the world, I can see that this is going to come with amazing results. November is definitely a fabulous month for all my beautiful Virgo babies, and you're going to feel like you're just sitting on top of the world, as we have depicted here in the World card. Furthermore, in the King of Wands, I can see that nobody is able to tell you anything because of the success, because of things working out so fabulously and everything that you set your mind to working out. You're definitely a little bit cockier than usual because as a Virgo, you are a sign that is usually very modest and shy. You can be a bit of a perfectionist. You're usually also pretty hard on yourself, but that is not the case during the month of November. The star shows me here that you're learning what life is like when you're taking things in a lot more of a lighthearted manner and you're not being so hard on yourself and you're not nitpicking every single situation. And in the star, I can see that this gives you a lot of hope for the future, especially if you suffer from anxiety, depression, or some other mental difficulty. You're finding a lot of hope throughout the month of November because you're seeing that you actually can overcome these challenges out of your own motivation. The intention card actually also corresponds to the number 11, and the number 11 is a master number. This is a number of strong manifestation power. So you putting your intention and your thoughts on the things that you desire is manifesting into reality very quickly. In growth, I can see here that you're finding a lot of personal growth for yourself throughout the month of November. And this is definitely kind of instilling in you that you can be confident in the things that you want, and putting your intention on the things that you desire is the best way to continue moving forward. Forward movement. It's like your angels are right here, my beautiful Virgos. Forward movement is kind of self-explanatory and goes really beautifully with what we have figured out so far within your reading. But let's get out a few more details from Spirit and your guides about what November is looking like for you, aside from November just being really fabulous. Next up, we have the Bull. In the Bull, I can see that it's important for you to not back down from opposition, to show strength and fortitude. So even during hard times, it's definitely very beneficial that you're a little bit more cocky than usual and more self-confident than usual, because there will be some opposition. There will be some people who are trying to fight against the confidence that you have built up, or try to kind of take your spot. So if you are doing really well in your career, there are definitely some people who have their eye on the same prize that you have your eyes on, and they want to get ahead of you. So don't back down and continue fighting. In the Dark Woman, I can see some dealings or a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or dark hair. So definitely know here when we are connecting that to the Bull that a woman or someone who identifies as female who is really stubborn, who is kind of in competition with you, or at least they feel like they're in competition with you, is trying to take your place and is trying to come in between you and what you want. So stay confident and remember that you are not competing with this person. Only compete with who you were yesterday and try to continuously level up yourself, my beautiful Virgos. Never compare yourself. That is just a slippery slope into a dark place. In the Boat, I can see money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. So there are some big level ups coming for you, so to say, some big glow ups when it comes to your finances in November. So you're going to find that you receive money or an asset that you didn't expect that is really valuable. And I can see here in the Club that someone will try to make you do something against your will. So someone may try to take it away from you, or may try to come in between you and this money or property through inheritance, winning, or windfall. So this is literally the best timing, my Virgo babies, for you to be more confident than usual, more stubborn than usual, more sure of yourself, and less nitpicky about whether you deserve things or not. You're defending your place, you're defending what you have worked hard to acquire, and it makes a lot of sense here in November to be that way. Next, we have the Queen of Swords. So in the Queen of Swords, I can see here that on a IQ scale, on an intelligence scale, you are way ahead of the people who are trying to take your place, but you are not cocky about that. So you know that you're very intelligent and you know that you're book and street smart, but you're not going to use that to make anyone feel inferior. This is just information that you're holding within you that gives you strength and courage from within. I can see here within the diamond that especially during the month of November, when things get busy, your guides are trying to communicate to you to make sure that you maintain balance between fun and work, and that when things are a little tough or the going gets difficult, not to resort to just sticking all of your energy into work or solving whatever difficulty may have popped up. What's most important for you is to maintain your routines, maintain your balance. That is one thing that the Fabulous app really helps me with a lot, actually. Make sure you stay on track of your exercise. If you want to exercise a few times a week, make sure you maintain a certain bedtime and schedule, and ensure that you're rewarding yourself for sticking to your itinerary in a very rigid way. Be stubborn about keeping your routines because they give you stability and they give you self-confidence and something to fall back on that you know is steady. In the Emperor, I can see here that the more you have a steady routine and some sort of stability in your life, the more you can exude that to the outside world, and the more you're actually looked at by others as a natural leader and someone who others want to listen to and look up to. So for you, a lot of your self-confidence comes from within. It doesn't come from any type of exterior plane, and that is the most valuable self-confidence that you could have. The Temperance card does also show me here that November is just the beginning of a lot of big changes and a lot of things happening in your life that you didn't expect. So Temperance is an important card because it speaks of you not using all your energy at once. So yes, a lot is going on and positive things are going on in November because a lot is coming to you, or a lot is given to you. That is one thing that we have here within the World card, but it's very important for you to temper yourself, to not use up all your energy during the month of November, as you will need it moving forward to protect your assets, to protect all of this amazing flow of abundance that's coming to you, in order to ensure that nobody who is greedy or nobody who is kind of like a vulture is going to try and snatch things away from you. So that is again why the Two of Diamonds is here, to ensure that you stick to your routines, to maintain your mental and physical health and your strength. So all of my beautiful Virgo babies, this is your November prediction that I received for you. Leave a little boat emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end and that you are a Virgo. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. Do know that I have a love reading on my channel as well for November, and of course I will catch you at the latest during my December 2021 predictions. Hello all my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to your zodiac sign's November 2021 prediction. I'm so excited to get into what is coming towards your zodiac sign, so lean back, relax, and enjoy this second part to your November reading. Let's get straight into it. We have modify. So all my beautiful Libras, you will have to modify things during the month of November. So not everything is going to go to plan, so it's important for you to be flexible, to have backup plans, as well as to not be like a deer caught in headlights as soon as a plan that you thought was happening for sure changes. I can see here within respect that it's important for you to respect the process of the universe and the process of life, and the fact that not everything can be planned and not everything can be foreseen. Not everything is meant to go the way that you intend for it to go, and having too many expectations is definitely something that will stress you out more than it serves you. So move into November with as little expectation as possible. In seek seclusion, it is important for you, once you have to modify or you have to change things and be flexible, that you seek a little bit of space from other people in order to gather yourself and make a new plan. Don't ask others what they think or what they would do. Make your own plan based on what works for you and your own preferences, because this is about your well-being, all my beautiful Libras. You are definitely a very charming and easygoing type of sign, and it's important for you to maintain all of those positive traits of your sign during November and not get stressed out, and for that to cause any type of rifts within your life. In answers within, I can see here that you don't need any type of external information during the month of November. As already mentioned earlier, don't ask anybody about what they would do in a difficult situation. Simply do what works best for you, as I can see here that you have all the answers that you need or you seek within. In kindness, ensure here that you are not only kind to others but also kind to yourself, all my beautiful Libra babies. You can definitely be very indecisive and you can be a little self-indulgent, and that isn't good. That isn't something that shows self-respect and self-love. So it's important for you to focus on being kind to yourself and respecting yourself fully. In the mice, I can see some sort of discord among friends and family, and you may be in the middle of those squabbles, and it's important for you to maintain respectful, even if you're done being the middleman, even if you're done being the bigger person. Try to remain as calm as you possibly can, and again, modify your behavior to ensure that you're not wasting too much of your time during the month of November on unnecessary disputes. The flute here shows me disappointment in a friend or a lover, and here in connectivity to respect and mice, I can see that there is some sort of family member that is going to disappoint you in November. Their behavior is behavior that you didn't expect and don't want to put up with. So that doesn't necessarily just need to mean behavior towards you. If they are behaving badly towards another family member or towards society, if they are not respecting themselves, that also will trigger disappointment within you. So I can see here in the hammock that amazing thing for you to do is to take a vacation physically or mentally in November. Seek seclusion, seek time away from people who stress you out. Take care of your mental health and just kind of tune out of the noise, because there is a lot of noise around you. Next, we have the broken wishbone. So it is essential for you to quiet the noise, because a wish will not be granted if you fail to do so, if you fail to work with a lot of kindness when it comes to yourself. I can see that you are a bit impatient during the month of November, and that would really be your downfall if you lean into that. So don't lean into impatience. Don't do anything without thinking it through. And most importantly, don't exercise mentally or physically without warming up. You will hurt yourself. You will sprain an ankle, hurt your muscles, have muscle pain, muscle ache, or some sort of mental anguish if you don't get yourself hyped up and physically and mentally warmed up for a big task. Okay, so mentally warming up before you go into a difficult family situation, or before you even meet up with a friend or family member who you know is problematic. Just give yourself a moment to breathe deeply before you go face to face with that person and already go through all of your responses and how you will or will not allow yourself to react once you're close to that trigger or that person. I can see here within the moon reverse that you may intuitively want to call someone out or even cuss someone out, all of my beautiful Libras. So it's important for you here in the moon to not do that, to refrain from doing that, and to make yourself proud when you're in a difficult situation mentally, emotionally. Ask yourself, how would the best version of me handle this situation? How would the highest version of me handle this? And ensure that you act just like that. As I do see here in the Seven of Crystals, that it won't be easy and you'll definitely be tempted to just call someone out on their BS, but sometimes it's just really not worth it, and it's best for you to just walk away. Know here in Justice that you have to balance and pick and choose your battles. Not every situation and not every person is worth a battle for you to fight in, is not worth getting yourself dirty or getting yourself within a difficult situation. Be very aware of that. The Three of Cups, on the other hand, does show me here that what serves your well-being is spending time with people who are drama-free, who are really, really easy to hang out with, and to seek those people's present rather than hang out with friends or family members who are known to be dramatic or known to cause troubles. We have a postcard for you as well. I will, of course, read it to you. So let's see what it says, all my beautiful Libras. Dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous, but know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it, or even because of it. Step into the unknown and now let go of the branch you are clinging to and let Spirit take the wheel and help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said? Take one step towards the gods and they will take 10 towards you. We're all doing the destiny cha-cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. So all my beautiful Libras, this is the reading that I received for your zodiac sign for the month of November. I hope that your postcard messages resonated with you. I hope that the rest of your reading resonated. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little mouse emoji. That way you can identify yourself as a Libra. I would like to thank you so much for being here and spending this divine time and space with me. Do know that I have a November love prediction on my channel as well, and as per usual, I will catch you at the latest, at the very latest, during my December 2021 predictions. So I'll speak to you then. Hello, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs portion of your November 2021 prediction. So I'm excited to get into this highly personalized second part of your reading, and I hope that you are too. So lean back, relax, and continue to enjoy your November horoscope. First and foremost, we have respect. So I can see here that in November, you are definitely experiencing more respect than throughout prior months and prior periods of time in your life. And this is definitely coming from peers and people around you who you felt looked down on you at one point in time. I can see here within Reliable that they are seeing more and more that you are a mature and reliable source and that you have integrity. When you say that you do something, you will. As a Scorpio, you are determined. You're someone who is very powerful and passionate, but you can definitely be very mysterious to a lot of other people who maybe just don't quite understand your vibe, your humor, and the way that you are as a human being. I can see here with an alternative that is the perfect way to describe how you are, all my beautiful Scorpios. you are very much different. You're eclectic. You don't mind being alternative and finding different ways to feel fulfilled and live your life than what society dictates is the norm. I can see here within barriers that to you, it's okay if other people want to live their life that way, but you have some hard barriers when it comes to how you lead your life and who you allow to encroach on your life and who you allow to give you advice about how to lead your life. So I can definitely see here with respect, reliable, as well as barriers, that in the past people kind of underestimated whether you could create a life that is sustainable. So people may have thought that you're a dreamer. Just think of it this way. For example, when I started with YouTube, nobody believed that I could do this full time or that I could build my own business. And now all of a sudden, respect is there after the fact that I have created something, after the fact that I have shown that I am determined and that I can rely on myself and that I'm going to keep my word. But I definitely had to create barriers to not allow other people's self-limiting thoughts that they're projecting onto me to penetrate those barriers and to infiltrate my thought process. And that is the type of thing that I see here for you, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, that you are focusing on, and rightfully so, because after you have already accomplished great things, you don't need the respect. And that is exactly what I can see here in November for you. You don't need people's respect. You would have needed their support and their respect earlier on in your journey when it would have made a difference. But during the month of November, I mean, of course, it's better than not having people's respect, but you've put in the work months and years prior to November, and now it's paying off. And now it seems like everybody kind of wants a piece of the cake. I can see here within judgment that it's important for you to trust your judgment and to trust your gut instincts about who is surrounding you because they truthfully like you and want to be around you and have your best interests at heart, and who is around you because they just want to see how you can benefit their life. But as a Scorpio, you are a water sign that is really intuitive as well as very sensitive to other people's intentions. So it's important for you to use your sixth sense in order to help guide you during the month of November. I can see here in the Page of Cups that you're definitely kind of going to feel like you are unsure about what you're doing and your decision making, and you're definitely going to feel as though you're not sure whether it's the right thing to do to tell people off, even though you don't have real evidence or evidence that would seem rational. But that's the thing. You don't need to first have evidence in order to distance yourself from people where you already have a bad gut feeling. That is what your gut feeling is here for, so you don't have to experience trauma and then decide that it's not good, so you don't even have to learn the hard way. So we have the Queen of Coins next. In the Queen of Coins, I can see here that, as already mentioned earlier, success is something that is coming your way that will have a lot of people looking towards your direction in astonishment. And I can see here in the Eight of Coins that this is a result of your hard work, determination, and you not giving up. You putting a lot of that forceful Scorpio energy into your project, not taking no for an answer, and not giving up. As I see here in the King of Swords, that you are not only someone who is quick, but you're also very smart in the sense of being book smart, but also street smart, and continuously educating yourself in order to ensure that you're always right on beat with whatever is going on in the workplace and whatever is going on with your career choices. So you're not missing out on any new developments as well as inventions. You're always right at the pulse, and you're always where the magic is happening. The Five of Wands does show me here that it won't be easy for you to get up in November and to do your routines. If you have a routine of trying to work out 2 or 3 times a week, or maybe even every day, or you have a meditation routine, I can definitely see here in the Five of Wands that you're going to be tested and that you're going going to need a little bit more willpower in November to stick to all of your healthy habits. And this may be because November is a little bit of a gray month, a little bit of a mentally challenging month, not just for you, but for many others, as the weather is changing. The time of year is just kind of like a little calm before the storm and calm before all of the festivities around Christmas that go on throughout the world. So I do see in the Emperor that it's important for you to plan ahead. There's a reason why you're receiving this reading right now, all my beautiful Scorpio babies. So plan ahead and plan in a way that you're already assured that even if you feel like falling off track, or even if you feel like going for a couple days without holding yourself accountable, that you have some sort of plan to keep habits in place and intact that don't require a lot of effort but still make a big difference psychologically in holding you accountable to staying healthy, both mentally as well as physically. The Six of Swords does show me here that you're struggling a little bit to find motivation to take care of yourself, which is also why it's important for you to create barriers with anyone who you feel is underestimating you or lacking respect, as you surrounding yourself with like-minded people or people who also have really big goals and aspirations. That is something that is going to let you thrive and just overall allow you to see November as a positive month rather than a very challenging one. In the Judgment card, I do want you to understand that it's important for you to practice what you preach, walk your talk. Don't just talk the talk, walk the talk, and try to be as transparent with yourself as possible when you're not walking the talk, and try to not make excuses when you're doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. The Two of Diamonds is a symbol of you finding balance between work and life, and that balance not being too strenuous. So also being very honest with yourself if you have maybe taken on a bit more at work than you should. If the workload is a little too big and you want to hand some things off to someone else and you want to delegate, it's important for you to be honest with yourself and to strip ego away from that decision making, because you can't be honest if you are constantly worried about what you're looking like and your ego gets in the way of you putting your feelings out there. So in the King of Diamonds, you're going to have to be mature, you're going to have to be real, and you're going to have to be unafraid to simply say if something is too much, and understand that that does not need to mean that you're weak. That is not something that is a weakness. That is real strength, being able to say when you need a little bit of a time out. Last but not least, within the Devil, I can definitely see here that there are some opposing forces, and there is a little bit of a cat and mouse game between your ego and the person that you want to be, and also your pride and just being transparent. I understand that you don't want to be transparent in front of certain people who have underestimated you in the past, but don't let that to carry over to people and relationships with people who you know only have your best intentions at heart and who have proven that over and over again. So don't allow some people who have treated you wrongly in the past and now look up to you and now see you as a success story. Don't allow your feelings about them to dictate any of your relationships with people who deserve to see the real you and deserve to know the real you. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is your November prediction that I received for your sign. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below, and leave a scorpion emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and you made it till the end. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and at the very latest, I will catch you during your December 2021 horoscope. Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to your Zodiac signs November 2021 portion of this reading. So I'm going to get straight into it. All you need to do is continue to enjoy this highly personalized prediction so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you and your sign during the month of November so you can be as prepared as possible. First up, we have breathe. So I can see here in breathe that it's important for you to take a little bit of time for yourself. As a Sagittarius, you're very optimistic, good-humored, as well as fun and honest, but it's also important for you to be honest with yourself when you need a little bit of time away from other people and crashing waves and just overall feeling suffocated. Next up, we have answers within. So in answers within, as well as breathe, I can definitely see that answers come to you the more you allow yourself to meditate and breathe deep into your lungs. Take some deep belly breaths, allow for your stomach walls to distend, and for just overall, don't overthink what you look like. Simply supply your body and all of your cells with extra oxygen, because a lot of us forget to properly breathe and just breathe very shallow breaths throughout our days. So do it right now with me, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and once you've taken that deep breath in, allow yourself to just count to 3 and then let it all go. And do that a couple times during this reading. Focus on your breath and focus on filling your lungs with that sweet O and giving all of your cells some oxygen. Next up, we have sleep. So you've been working overtime and you have not been paying as much attention to your sleep as you possibly should. So if you've been having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, if waking up has been really hard and just getting out of bed seems like mission impossible, you know exactly why you're receiving this reading, all my beautiful Sagittariuses. Next up, we have well-being. I mean, at this point, do we even need to say more? Your angels and your guides are right here, and they're trying to call you out for not taking as much care of yourself as you should. And I can definitely see here within well-being that it's a slippery slope. It's like once you fall off track with one thing, like for example, working out or eating healthily, then all of a sudden you're going to bed later than you should. You're not drinking enough water. You're not taking your vitamins because it's like, well, I forgot to work out this one time or 2 times, so I might as well throw in the towel. Try to not do that. Try to hold yourself accountable as much as you can and to not resort to extreme measures just because you messed up one time. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself. Next up, we have hidden blessings. So even though things are definitely looking like you need more self-care in November, there are lots of hidden blessings here for you during this fabulous month, and we are about to figure out exactly what those blessings are, my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Let's move into it. We have the table. So these blessings are coming towards you because of hard work that you're putting in and solid foundations that you're creating and laying for your future. Next up, we have the jug. This stands for a lighthearted and carefree time. So November is definitely going to be more of a chill month than you expected, and you may have thought that November would be really hard when it comes to work or just otherwise goals that you have set, but actually the work feels really fulfilling, and overall November is a month that you just cruise through. Next in the yoke, I can see here that you are definitely going to go through a phase where you feel tied down or frustrated, where you feel like you're not making as much progress as you would like to, but that's where it's important for you also to sleep enough and to try to stay awake from any type of alcoholic beverages, anything like that, because that really messes with your brain's ability to retain memory, to retain things that you've learned. So no wonder you would feel tied down or feel like things aren't moving as quickly as you would like them to. So make sure your body is functioning at an optimal rate before you start to question why this is happening. The boat shows me money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. When connecting this to the yoke, do know here that if you're waiting for inheritance, some sort of property to free up because you'd like to make an offer on it, or some sort of money that is still owed to you, you are definitely feeling like it's not happening as quickly as you want it to, which is why we're going to pull a postcard from Spirit in order to help guide you and give you wisdom for situations situations in November that would otherwise make you feel kind of exasperated and tired. So let's see what your postcard says, all my beautiful Sagittariuses. So dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle, in ways you could not possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self, whose desires are unmet. Now here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you will be called in two directions, and the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope, loving you always. I truly hope that that resonated for you, but let's move further into your reading to see what else is going on for you in November. We have the World card reversed. So to a certain extent, because of frustration, you may not see how much great opportunity and possibility is actually here for you, and you may see the glass as half empty instead of half full. So be very aware of that. Do know here in Judgment that, again, the universe is kind of calling you out, all my beautiful Sagittariuses, and it's trying to tell you, hey, life isn't all that bad. Just because things don't always work out exactly how you want them to doesn't mean that you're in a bad place. The Six of Diamonds shows me here that comparing yourself to the average of what's going on around you, you're still leading the race, but comparing yourself, that's something you shouldn't do, whether you're comparing yourself to people who you feel are quote-unquote ahead or people who are quote-unquote behind you. It is important for you to know here in the Six of Diamonds that the best thing you could really do for yourself is be generous with your time, learn from others, and just try to be better every single day by comparing yourself to who you were the day before. And know that growth isn't exponential or linear all the time. The Strength card definitely shows me here that you will be taught some lessons about how growth is sometimes taking 2 steps forward, taking 3 steps backwards, and then taking a whole leap 10 steps forwards again. But if you would have already given up when you took those 3 steps backwards, feeling as though you have now started right back at the beginning or even further back than where you thought you quote-unquote started, if you give up then, you will never be able to experience what happens when you allow true strength to prevail and you pick yourself back up and you believe in what you're capable of. As a Sagittarius, you like things to happen quickly. You can be a little blindly optimistic. So try to stay diligent and try to think delayed gratitude rather than quick gratifications. The Page of Wands does show me here that you have young fire sign energy. So you may actually be very young as a Sagittarius. You are a fire sign. The element of fire resonates with you and burns within you, but the Page of Wands shows me here that this young bubbly energy is serving you because it's allowing you to bounce back and not take things personally or not allow things to get to you. The King of Wands shows me a natural progression here from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands, which is really beautiful to see. You starting off your month maybe actually struggling a little bit to find your maturity or to find your voice within, as well as your leadership skills and qualities, but ending the month of November in the King of Wands in being that figure of authority in your life and other people's lives and finding your niche, your spot where you feel comfortable in, where on one side you can bring out fun, young, bubbly, energetic, lively energy, but on the other hand, you can also be serious and professional when you need to be. So there is a great balance here. It burns within all of my beautiful Sagittariuses. So we are at the end of your November 2021 prediction, and I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section. Leave a flame emoji to let me and others know that you were here and you made it to the end. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. Do know that I have a November love prediction uploaded as well, so feel free to check that out if you want to know what's happening in your love life during the month of November. And at the very latest, I will catch you during your December 2021 prediction. So I'll speak to you then. Hello, all my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to the second part of your November 2021 reading. Let's move into it so we can figure out what's coming towards your sign specifically during the month of November. I really hope that you enjoy these two-part readings as they are so much more personal than just a general pick a card reading, and I just love creating them. I hope that you enjoy watching and receiving these messages. So let's move into it. First up, we have meditation. So meditation is important for you, all my beautiful Capricorns. So if you've fallen off the bandwagon, try to get back on it. And also, if you find that traditional meditation isn't really your thing, you can meditate in so many different ways. You can meditate by being in your flow state, working out, working on a project, drawing, painting, singing, whatever you would like to do that gets you into a different time and space where time and space actually really doesn't exist. That is the most important thing to do, even if you're not in the mood to just sit down silently and quietly and just do nothing. That is not for everyone, and it doesn't fit every life situation. I can see here within self-love that your guides and angels are trying to communicate to you that at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's just all about self-love. It's not about doing the perfect self-care routine or doing what all the gurus are telling you to do or what everyone says is the best thing spiritually. It is important for you to just show yourself some genuine care and self-love, whether that is through meditating in a way that is just sitting down and quieting the mind, or whether that is going out for a walk and that is meditation to you. It doesn't really matter, so don't crucify yourself for not doing what everyone else is doing or for doing things a little bit differently. As a Capricorn, you're definitely someone who is ambitious, disciplined, and patient, but at the same time, you can also be kind of reserved and fatalistic and feel like whatever you're doing isn't good enough, and that's what needs to be addressed during November. I can see here in listening to your body that your guides and your angels are definitely also trying to call out how you're treating your body and ask you if you're truly nourishing your body. Like when you eat certain meals, listen to your body. If you find that every time you eat wheat, like bread, for example, you are bloated or you just don't feel like you have all the energy that you need, then it may be time to simply listen to your body and switch things up. Maybe that is not the ideal food for you. Maybe you need to switch it up and do some rice or some lentils, some potatoes, just something that suits your body better. All of our bodies are so different and they function in their very own way, which is the beauty of creating your own routine and your own nutritional plan for yourself, so you don't have to listen to what everyone is saying on social media or to a one plan or one size fits all approach from a medical professional. A lot of doctors, well, most doctors actually don't know a lot about diet. They get like a day's worth of training in the decade that they train to become doctors, and that is obviously not sufficient. So listen to your body rather than trying to force yourself to do something that other people claim is the right thing to do. If it doesn't work for you, bring it up and listen to what feels right. Next up, we have intention. So of course, it's important for you to not disregard advice from a health practitioner. I'm not saying that at all, but an intention, definitely tell people what your intentions are. If you're thinking of switching from a vitamin or medication that just isn't working for you, tell your doctor about your intentions, why you're choosing to do this, and a good health practitioner will understand and will provide you with alternatives. Furthermore, I can see here that November is all about you being intentional with listening to your body and finally giving your body the time of day to act the way it wants to act, no matter honor the situation. So if you're bloated, allow yourself to simply feel that and to know, okay, my body is reacting to stress or what I just put into it. If you feel aches and pains, let your body ache and hurt so that you can find the cause and not just override the symptom with some sort of medicine or painkillers, because in the long run, that won't serve you as much as figuring out exactly what's going on with yourself. I can see here within respect that it's also about respecting yourself, and it's also about reminding yourself that just because you've maybe tried to find a cause for some difficulties that you're having mentally or physically, that doesn't mean that you have to give up after X amount of time. Just because you have tried different approaches to losing weight or gaining weight or optimizing your gut health, that doesn't mean that after, say, 3 practitioners and 5 different meal plans that you have to quit then, and that you're already being extra, okay? Respect how your body feels, what it's going through, and respect the fact that sometimes it can be a journey and a combination of a lot of different things that you need to try out, and don't give up along the journey. As I see here in the star, that November will give you a glimmer of hope. You will find that during November, you will try a new workout regimen, a new meal plan, a new way of living, a new supplement, something that will completely change and transform your life and the way that you see your body and your health. And you are meant to stay on that track, okay? To listen to your body and keep going in that direction as it's serving you. I can see in the 5 of Wands that you may definitely find a little bit of opposition because mentally you just weren't prepared for this big change, but it's important for you to sometimes also remember that just because you didn't feel prepared or you didn't think something was possible, that doesn't mean that it is in fact impossible. So do know within judgment that we often believe what we were taught to believe, and we often think of possibilities in the realms of our own self-limiting beliefs. So if you, for example, do not believe that you could be the CEO of a huge company and never have to work a day in your life anymore because you're so well off materially, then of course, if you don't think it can be true, then it won't ever become a reality for you. But other people are living that life, and to them, to their judgment, it is completely attainable and achievable, and that's how they got there. Maybe you don't think that you will ever be able to handstand to do the splits. So obviously then you're going to struggle profoundly more than if you believe that you're capable of getting there, and you simply listen to your body and follow the exercises that make you feel strengthened and empowered. So it's all about your viewpoint and the way you see things. The 8 of Wands shows me here that the more you align your thoughts, your beliefs, your intentions into a place of positivity and self-belief, the quicker things will move. The 8 of Wands is one of those cards that is definitely here as a symbol of quick movement and of things pushing forward in a very rapid way. The 9 of Wands does also show me here that you're closer to turning a positive corner and a new leaf than you ever expected, but it's important for you to not give up now, because if you give up now, then you will have to start from the beginning again, and of course we don't want that. I can see here in the 6 of Rings that it is essential for you to also ask for help. If you feel like you need more help, ask an expert, ask someone to speak to you about your concerns and what you're going through. Seek out professional help. Of course, always do your own research and listen to what feels right in your body, but at the same time, make sure that you're open to other people's experiences and wisdom. The 5 of Swords shows me here that there is this feeling of competition, and I can see that with the 5 of Wands. And this feeling of competition may come from even being on social media and seeing how other people are living their lives and what their bodies look like, what their work looks like, how much they seem to make. And this type of competition is one that the universe is trying to call you out on and to tell you to be more respectful of yourself and your journey. You don't know how someone else got to live such a lavish life. A lot of people are insanely in debt. A lot of people have other help from parents, from sponsors, so to say, and you don't know how another person got to where they are in life or how much help that they had along the way. So don't put yourself down for where you are, and don't compare your journey to theirs. You also don't know what they sacrificed or who they're indebted to be where they are today, and how that will affect them in the long term. I can see here in the Spirit of Swords that it's important for you to simply ensure that you keep your eagerness and your tenacity running high and in the right direction, because with hard work, diligence, as well as you being disciplined, you are going to be able to accomplish everything that you have wanted to without in the end owing anyone a dime. I can see next up in the Three of Cups that spending some time with friends who are fun and just overall happiness and compassion is an important part of November for you, and is going to help uplift you and is going to help you put kind of like some real energy back into your life, because when you're just seeing things on social media and in the media in general, that isn't reality. That's all fabricated. So sometimes we have to be around real people, see pores and flaws and scars in order to be reminded that that is what the real world looks like. Nobody looks like those filtered, photoshopped images on social media in real life, or at least I've never seen someone like that. In the Hanged One, do know here that the month of November is a transitional month. It is a month that is moving you from one space to another in a way, shape, or form that you didn't expect. And if you have felt like progress was really slow in months prior to November, know that November is going to be moving forward very quickly for you. The Eight of Swords shows me an increase in anxiety because of the quick forward movement, but that's why it's so important for you to trust yourself, to listen to your body, and to be intentional about how you speak to yourself every single day. Furthermore, in the Four of Diamonds, be sure to not spend too much money on unnecessary items, on material things. You're definitely in a space where you can feel inclined to join the crowd to buy what is trendy rather than what will last, but keep in mind that when you do that, you're actually wasting a lot of your financial assets and you're causing lifestyle inflation for yourself, which in the long term will never make you feel satisfied or happy. If you feel like you don't belong unless you dress a certain way or own certain things or live in a certain area code, then this is something that you need to look at within, and this is something that you need to heal and take care of with self-love, meditation, respecting yourself, and spending more time reflecting about your insecurities and the things that lead you to feel that way. So all of my beautiful Capricorn babies, this is your November prediction. I hope that you found it insightful and helpful in order to prepare you for what's coming up, so that you know exactly what to focus on and you know exactly how to deal with difficult situations. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you again at the latest during your December 2021 prediction. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs in November 2021 prediction. Let's get into the second part of your reading that is specifically designed for your sign so that you can receive a very personalized horoscope of November. Let's move straight into it. We have kindness first and foremost. Kindness is all around you, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and I can definitely see that giving is something that you will be focusing on during the month of November. I can see here in self-love that you're also giving to yourself, you're giving kindness, and you're giving yourself little treats, little treatments, and maybe some material things that you have always wanted. So you're rewarding yourself. And I can see that you're doing so intentionally. You're not just buying yourself things because it is the latest trend or it is what everyone's talking or raving about. You're getting yourself things with intention that you know will last you for a long time and will truly serve serve you, like for example, tarot decks, crystals, winter jackets that are sustainable, that can last you for years to come because they are in a timeless style, rather than buying yourself a lot of things that are made very affordably but that are terrible for the environment and for the work conditions that they provide to the people who make them. I can see within Ruminate that you're also in a really nostalgic mood during the month of November. You're being or becoming the main character of your life, and this is something that not only makes you feel comfortable but also kind of reminds you of what it's like to be a kid and to just be in your world and to see things through your eyes and maybe not feel so guilty for not putting yourself in someone else's shoes as often as you maybe feel like you should right now. I can see here within your third house that early learning, childhood relations, and the rational mind and communication, those are topics that are important to you, as we already discussed in a rumination. This is being confirmed again by the universe as something that you continuously look at. Childhood trauma healing is a topic for you in November as well, and just remembering those relations that you had in childhood, during childhood. Maybe growing up you thought that people who are wealthy are bad people, or people who don't have very much but work really hard are the good people, and everybody else is just kind of mooching off of hard workers. For example, people who can't work because of some sort of debilitating illness or mental situation. So I can definitely see here in the third house that you're reconditioning your mind to see people and society as a construct that in a way has also been created to separate us, and you're trying to find a way to overwrite any thoughts that you had with preconceived notions that made you judge people ahead of time without even knowing their stories. And this was maybe passed down from your parents. Well, most certainly if you learned that as you were a kid. In the second house, I can see here that physical security, material possessions, material values, and self-worth, you are kind of untangling that knot as well. And you are untangling the connection between material possessions and how much money that you have, how much you earn, and that being in any way, shape, or form connected to your self-worth or value. You're ensuring that you're no longer putting the two in the same area code because they have nothing to do with one another. Also, not receiving a lot of likes on a photo doesn't mean it's a bad photo, or it doesn't mean that you are not a beautiful soul. It is just simply something that you can read into, but you can just disregard it and experience so much more freedom in your life. So the Strength card definitely shows me here that you are choosing the latter. You're disassociating your self-worth with the material possessions that you have, with physical security, and you're understanding here that when you are truly comfortable in who you are and you are truly strong, that it doesn't matter how much money that you make or what you own or what kind of brands that you wear. What really matters is when you can simply switch that off and still be comfortable in your skin no matter where you are. Next up, we have the Star. So in the Star, I can see you meeting with someone who exudes just that, a human being that without a doubt, even if they were on a red carpet in a sweater and in some cheap jeans that they found at the thrift store, they would still be as comfortable as if they were dressed in a ball gown. I can see that in the Star, that person gives you inspiration, that person is giving you a lot of hope and is giving you insight on what it really means to be free and what it really means to be comfortable in your own skin, to be comfortable in your own existence. And this is the type of inspiration that you're looking at these days, not people who are just posing for a photo and making themselves look more wealthy or more doll-like. You are all about that person who can feel just as comfortable with very little or not fitting in as when they look like they have a lot and they fit right into a popular crowd. The Ten of Swords shows me that you're done with suffering, my beautiful Aquarius babies, and November is a month where you're moving on from beating yourself up mentally and overthinking making situations. The Three of Swords shows me some severe heartache as well. So as already mentioned, you're done suffering. You're done with the heartache of constantly comparing yourself, constantly being in a vicious cycle of not feeling good enough. And you are taking the strength and courage to break out of that cycle and also to break generational curses. Next up, we have the Star again. So the Star has already showed up twice within your reading. The likelihood of this happening is really minute, as this tarot deck, this Fountain Tarot deck, has 78 different cards, and so does my Gentle Heart Tarot deck. So for you to receive the Star twice, this has a very deep meaning of the hope, of the inspiration, of something changing you, moving forward from the month of November, and you never looking back or seeing things the same ever again. You know, when you receive information or you hear or see something and you can't unsee it, you can't unhear it, that is what I see for you. The Three of Wands shows me that that is actually giving you a lot of determination to work hard and create a reality that serves you and that you're proud of, and where you don't feel like you have to be apologetic for who you are. The Seven of Cups is a card that speaks of you having different options, and rather than being so afraid to choose the option that is truly best for you, you're finally doing what is good for you and putting yourself first, regardless of what that makes you look like or regardless of what anyone else may think, and you're taking inspiration from this teacher that is coming into your life during the month of November. The Six of Cups shows me here that you're going to feel a very intimate and deep connection to this teacher. This may be someone like Alan Watts. This may be a Tony Robbins type of person. This may be a musician. I love Jhené Aiko. I love, for example, Lana Del Rey as well. Of course, they all have their ups and their downs, if you will, but you have to really choose someone with whom you resonate, and when you listen to their work, their music, what they're putting out there, that really kind of like invokes some passion, some emotion, and you taking action deep within. I can see here within the Fountain, last but not least, that while November is definitely not the easiest month and it's a little bit challenging for you, you are going to end up knowing that this was actually a month that was meant to teach you so much about yourself, the world, reality, and how you can live an amazing life, how you can align yourself with people who you truly look up to for who they are, not what they look like or what the hype of pop culture is making them out to be. You actually love their beautiful minds, and you want to become someone who others love as well for their mind. Like, you want to be that person that is like love on the brain, so to say, and you're succeeding. So all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is your November 2021 prediction. I hope that you liked this reading and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below by leaving a little water drop emoji in the comment section. I would like to, of course, thank you for sharing this divine time and space with me. And at the latest, I look forward to catching you during my December 2021 predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to your November 2021 zodiac signs part of this reading. So I want to delve straight into it so we can figure out exactly what is coming towards all my Pisces babies during the month of November. I hope that you enjoy these two-part approaches to a reading, that you enjoy the fact that these videos are so personalized. They're not pre-filmed or scripted. I'm doing this live here for you so that you can see exactly what cards pop up for you and exactly what they mean. First up, we have meditation. So all of my beautiful Pisces babies, have you fallen off the bandwagon with meditation? Have you been a little sloppy or lazy when it comes to meditating? Well, I have good news for you, all my beautiful Pisces babies, and you know why? Because meditation doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be traditional with you just sitting and listening to nothing and closing your eyes and just being alone and feeling like it is all too too much to handle. If you're going through a rough patch in your meditation practice, allow yourself to meditate by listening to, for example, a philosopher's mix, some sort of chill step. I love to just type in Alan Watts chill step, and the music, the meditation music that comes up is amazing. Trust me, do that as soon as you've received your reading, and listen into those songs that you can do your meditation to that are not just like as bare and as difficult to meditate to as silence. Next, we have progress. Keep in mind here, it's all about progress, not perfection. As a Pisces, you're definitely really compassionate, kind, and selfless, but you can be so hard on yourself, and you can, in a way, also be easily led as soon as you're hitting a rough patch, which is why it's so important for you here to focus on showing up for yourself, not on being perfect. So you may think, well, I don't like to meditate because I'm not good at it. My beautiful Pisces babies, it is not something that has like an end goal. Meditation is not about being good. If you're already overthinking that, then you're already doing it wrong, so to say. Okay, it's just about being present, being mindful, giving yourself a moment to focus on the breath and to ground yourself. So try to do so intentionally during the month of November, because it will serve you so immensely during this month. There's a reason why your guides are calling you out on this, and why they want you to step back into your highest purpose and into you meditating and making it a regular routine. I meditate every single morning, and if I don't feel like just sitting in stillness, again, I listen to some chill step music, or I simply put on some sort of beats that I can just flow to when doing yoga. Next up, we have learning. It's all about learning, all my beautiful Pisces. It's all about making sure that you're constantly taking in new information, and that you never feel as though, okay, I cannot continue to learn because I'm not good at something. Don't allow for that type of mindset or that myth to infiltrate all of your positive intentions that you have, or all your intention for progress. Do know here that learning is an imperative and essential part of progression, and sometimes you will learn things that are useful, and sometimes you will learn things that don't really help you to progress forward, and that's okay. It's all valid. Not every single thing that you learn or do has to be highly productive or effective. Next, we have well-being. So your guides are pointing out to you that when you take the pressure off of everything that you learn and everything needing to be progress, then you're really in a space of well-being. And this is something that I had to learn too, because I always kind of focused on progressing forward in my meditation or in my yoga practice, but that's just not realistic. Like, some days you're going to be really crunchy. Some days you're going to not be able to sit still at all, and you're going to become frustrated with your practice, with your meditation, with working out, moving your body, your yoga, whatever it is. And when you're just focused on progress every single time, if you can never just learn what it's like to also be in a space of stagnation, or even feeling like you're going backwards, then you will run into a lot of trouble, because sometimes progress doesn't look like progress. You being able to get through a phase of stagnation in a body transformation process, in a process of you overcoming trauma, healing yourself mentally from relationships that have hurt you, from toxic partnerships and bonds. Like, sometimes you will feel like you are not progressing, but that stagnation, or you feeling like you're even taking steps backwards and learning how to overcome that and still persevere, that is progress in itself, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it feels as though, well, I'm not moving forward, so how can this be progress? All of my Pisces, I definitely want you to understand here that progress doesn't always need to look the same. Progress is different for every situation. The Queen of Cups shows me here that there is definitely a part of you that is in a really nurturing mood during the month of November, and that is the part of you that you should learn more about and that you should allow near your emotions. The Three of Cups also shows me that spending time partying and having a good time in public with other people, bonding, telling your stories, and explaining to others what you're learning, that is a great way for you to focus on your well-being as well, and focus on not beating yourself up about whether you feel like you're progressing quickly enough or not. I do see here within the Two of Cups that when it comes to a romantic partnership, there is a great sense of connection there and of you feeling like you really have someone to lean on. Do know that I have a November love prediction specifically that I have created, so check that out on my channel as well. I will link it in the description box for you to find. So if you want to know more about love during the month of November, I would highly recommend those readings too. We have the King of Wands for you next. So in the King of Wands, I can see here that someone with really authoritative energy is actually going to help you progress and is going to help you become as confident as you've ever been. I see that here with the Queen of Cups and you being represented in the Queen of Cups, and this all being under the umbrella of progress. So some sort of teacher, some sort of person who you look up to, who you find very inspiring. And what you find the most inspiring about them is that they have never given up and that they continuously move forward no matter how tough the going gets, and the kind of adversities that they have overcome in order to get to where they are today. And overcoming fears as well as acknowledging when self-entrapment is the case is a big part of November for you. So being really honest with yourself about when you've been sabotaging your own success. All of my Pisces babies, I had to become real and honest with myself when it came to this as well. I was sabotaging my own success of eating more healthily and more clean by simply just stocking foods that were processed and that didn't make me feel good. So I had to really learn, hey, this is self-entrapment. I'm sabotaging myself by bringing this into my home and constantly telling myself, well, I'm sure it'll be fine, but what if the moment comes that I have a really intense craving and then I can just have a little bit? Sometimes it's best to just steer clear completely of things that you know you just always feel bad about when you have it, and try to find other ways in which you can satisfy a craving without feeling so bad about it. Next up, we have the Ten of Rings. The Ten of Rings shows me a culmination of your work success, a culmination of what you're doing for your earthly abundance and career. So the Ten of Rings is definitely a signal and a foreshadowing of you finishing a project ahead of time and being satisfied with the outcome, where the Dawn of Rings shows me here that you're going to reflect on everything that you did right at work, and you're going to bring that into the upcoming projects to help you be as successful as you possibly can be. I can see here within the Dawn of Wands that you're also feeling really inspired to try new things and to see through your entire potential. You feel here comparing what you have experienced or allowed yourself to experience. You compare that a little bit to the King of Wands, and I don't feel like comparison is the right way to go about it, but sometimes comparison can give you a moment of enlightenment, a kind of aha moment if you don't compare yourself in a self-deprecating way. So do know in the Dawn of Wands that you find that you haven't even tapped into your potential yet. You haven't even scratched the surface. And looking at people who have completely gone down, doubled down in on their potential and everything that they've been able to do, and they still have more potential to look at and to explore, that really inspires you to do more, do better, and tap into hidden potential, tap into parts of you that you know you can still push to a creative limit. That could be, for example, creating art or music. Maybe you feel like you have the potential to create an amazing future when it comes to your financial standpoint, when it comes to starting your own business. I mean, the list is endless. You know what your talents are specifically, so try to focus on their potential and you doubling down on exploring your highest potential during the month of November. So all of my beautiful Pisces babies, this is the November prediction that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this 2 two-part approach and that you found it insightful, leave a little fish emoji down below to let me and your fellow Pisces brothers and sisters know that you were here and you received your horoscope. I truly hope that you're doing amazing and that you're staying safe. Don't forget to make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss December's prediction, and that you check out Fabulous in order to help you create more healthy habits and transform your life in a gentle and encouraging manner. All the links are below in the description box, and I will catch you during one of my upcoming readings.